Boom, we're live. Okay, excellent. Hello everyone or no one at all. Welcome to Minor Illusion. In our 5th edition D&D campaign in the magical and dangerous world of Elestria. I like how you react every time I say that. You can't not react.
What? No, you said we're live.
Oh.
We're not live.
Well, that's true. We're not live. Well, we're live. We're alive, but we're not streaming live. But we are actually sitting down to the table 1 week after the last game when I thought it would be 1 month. But after this one, as far as we know, it will be probably more than a month. But we managed to sneak in one more game. So for us, it's just the next week. Welcome, everyone, as we sit down for, let's see, my notes are wrong. So this is session 44. Session 44. And before we start, just a few things to get out of the way. Thanks to Wizards of the Coast for this awesome game. Minis on the table. We've got Wiz Kids minis. We've got Reaper minis. We've got Vallejo paints. There's a little Wormwood stuff here and there, and probably some other stuff. I don't even know for sure where it's from. But music beforehand, during, and after is provided, or it's being made available by Critical Role. Welcome to Tal'Dorei and welcome to Wildemount. So thank you, Critical Role, for making those available. You can check those out. There's links below on where you could purchase that music. I think that's all that I've got by way of starting off with announcements. Everyone leveled up last time.
Twice.
Yeah, some people changed horses in the middle of the stream. Before we start, anybody want to say what you've done, if anything? Whether we've got a couple that multi-classed, but those that didn't, if you took features or anything like that, anything new and exciting that came about, if anybody wants to say anything about that, you can before we dive in.
Yeah, I took a 6th level feature.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Multi-class is a wizard.
All right, so Thaèndrys, the Sorcerer, now took a level in Wizard. Anyone else?
Not all at once.
Yeah.
I multi-classed in Rogue, so now I'm a Ranger and Rogue, and I have a sneak attack and expertise and other fun stuff.
You definitely need that ring then. If you got a sneak attack.
That ring
Sneak attack is different though.
No, he just
it's
gets
different.
that.
It's different than this.
It's
a lot different than
It's not.
than the first.
I'll be able to use sneak attack without being.
It's like if you
As
have
long as he can
advantage,
attack with advantage,
yeah,
he
then
gets
he has it.
sneak attack.
Or
Oh,
somebody's
geez.
next to the enemy.
That seems really OP.
Yeah, well, that would be advantage.
Are you sure you don't want to nerf that now?
No,
Before
but
you
it is,
get
I'm
to-
saying.
Oh, you're not talking about flanking.
Yeah, because I can be at range and still use sneak attack.
Gotcha.
I can just roll all the dice.
All right. And everyone else got an extra level, which for Valia, 5th level, that was a big up for a fighter. Well, you got an extra attack.
Oh, yeah.
2 attacks now?
That's a big deal.
And your
Fire.
proficiency bonus goes up one. That's a big deal too.
Yep. Sweet. All right. Okay, so let me give us a recap of where we were, and let me get the recap music.
We banged our heads against the
Go.
dungeon walls for 7 days while we tried to find it.
That's about right.
Listening for the echo.
Okay, previously in Elestria, after what felt like 6 months, wink wink,
Which was close to 6 months.
you moved on from your battle. I've got to put my reading glasses on. You moved on from your battle with 2 ghosts in search of the Elf Lord of the Time Tomb that you were in. Along the way, you battled some wights, a new creature you hadn't faced before, and then some ghasts and ghouls. But your true target eluded you. Searching high and low, you sent Thaèndrys through the collapsed floor 200 feet down the shaft, where, although he found no signs of the Elf Lord, he detected the ominous presence of the Underdark far beneath him. Finally, all other ideas exhausted, you began using your Wand of Secrets to systematically scour the dungeon for secret doors. Early in that process, you heard from Adrazel that the quiver you commissioned was complete, and he asked which item he should focus on next. Farryn, you instructed him to begin on the holy symbol for Morzza. After several days of using the Wand of Secrets, you met with success, and with the help of a detect magic spell, discovered the chamber of the Elf Lord. You met with a fiery welcome as you began unlocking the lid of the coffin, but another wall of force spell neutralized the threat, and you were able to unlock the coffin, remove the lid, and release the Elf Lord, and send him on his way to Elestria. Having accomplished your goal, you exited the dungeon and made your way back to the edge of the forest, where you prepared to camp for the night. Having also leveled up, as we already talked about, most of you to level 6, Valia to level 5. And as we begin this session, it is about 8 o'clock p.m. on the 14th day since you left Elestria, just for a little timeline here.
Can we get that in PB though?
No. I've lost track. That being said, it's evening, you're about ready to make camp, or you're making camp.
Yeah, we ain't making camp first. We planting beans.
What would you like to do, if anything?
Are we on the edge of the forest? Is that what you said?
Yeah, you're just outside the forest.
Can you mark down where this... You've been marking...
Does it matter? It's not like the map is accurate.
Will you shush?
Can you mark where our dungeon was?
Yeah.
There's one up here.
And I also want to plant a bean.
Yeah, we're definitely planting a bean.
Takes like a half an hour for you guys to do that. I'm not gonna get anything else done today.
Oh, this is all that matters.
This is the best part of the whole thing.
Yeah. This is what the viewers come
He's
to
not
see.
wrong.
We might end up planting too. Fruit fire combo.
Someday, when we're looking back and reflecting on this, I look forward to being able to talk to you about the mechanics of the beans and everything that went into that.
Because they're your own thing.
No. Just some things along the way that
Could have happened.
Okay.
It's like the thing was like maybe
If
the
we get
maybe
fire,
the real
we'll definitely
journey.
plant the second one.
Yeah, but we have... What happened when we cooked our rations already? They just become...
They became better.
Yeah.
They didn't give us hit points for
It was like
No.
you ate it and it was good for a day.
What if we cooked somebody over it?
Tom, it's like the thing that
Too late.
maybe the real journey was the beans we planted along the way.
That's right. That was the true knowledge.
What are you looking for?
Well, I had a ruler back here which was going to help me mark this, but I don't see it now. Hey, look in that drawer, the right drawer. Did I stick a ruler in there?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Suppose while we're waiting, I did take the spell sending, so if we ever need to send messages, I have
Finally.
something.
Did you take anything that actually helps us in battle, or?
Oh. No, that's not what. Last session it was more about. I was asking if she had spells that were like support, like kind of like bless. Like where you give all your teammates like additional pluses and whatnot. I know, but I'm saying I thought bards had like spell like that.
I can see
No,
a mile
you can
away.
do the battle one. The battle.
It's actually true though, I actually can.
You can what?
I can see a mile from where we are.
How?
Cause,
That's
And
your
how
thing.
well?
yeah.
Did you choose eagle?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta choose a second one.
Yeah, I did.
What does that? Does that give you any bonuses to something else too?
I don't have disadvantage in...
He has night vision.
No, I don't. In...
No, he can never have as good a night vision
Dim
as...
light.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can attack in dim light.
I think that's what it was, right?
Yeah, so dim light does not affect. He sees dim
Yeah.
light as
Wasn't
us
it-
daylight.
Is this the total of the eagle or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that like in addition to your other
How far
total?
away
Yeah.
is it?
Each one you can pick a
What
different
number
animal or
was
the same
Oh,
animal.
3 or 4, right?
Eagle.
So we switched like.
This
No,
one's
no.
5,
His
right?
first one's the
Oh,
same.
yeah.
They
Oh,
have
second one is
different
eagle.
levels. Different levels have
Restacks
different
those
abilities.
You don't have to change it.
Oh, that's okay.
So your main
guess.
ability is attacking in dim light and you can see long ways, or is there something else?
That's basically what it
yeah.
gave him. It gave him, yeah.
The
So
second one.
he can see a mile away, as though it's 100 feet away,
wasn't
clarity wise.
That could be good for
No,
traveling.
No, wasn't your second choice like all just like stuff to help you outside of battle, right? Like,
Pretty much, yeah. There was not really
Like bear was extra carry,
Yeah,
capacity or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And there's-
Eagles could be nice though for traveling.
Which did you
can
take
see
as
a
your
mile?
first one?
Like we can wolf.
Okay, yeah, I see that. They have the advantage on melee.
Like so we're camping down.
I'm planting a bean.
Only have to get to level
Yeah,
14
we
for
are
the last
planting a
one.
bean.
Yeah.
You're planting
Level
a
8
bean.
is not
Yeah.
great.
Well, you should have known what you were planning.
How many yards away do we need to be from our campsite to plant a bean?
Probably just right
We
on
just
that.
need water. Oh, should we have the
Decant
I have my
water.
decanter of endless water?
Yep.
Only one of the 2 magic items.
So you want to let me borrow that for a second?
Sure.
So we could also talk about trading rings if you want to
How-
do that, Tom.
Okay.
We don't have to, but I did get this ring, which is pretty nice.
Free action. Oh, level 14, you can fly.
Yeah.
There's like no.
I mean, if you want.
What does that one do?
I'm not saying I want to. We're just saying we can
Or
talk about how
you
we
can
want
knock-
to use these.
Larger or small creatures prone.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that one's pretty nice.
If you would get more use out of this ring, then
I don't know that I would necessarily. It's just invisibility, and you're good at stealth too, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
you would probably get advantage
What do you
if
have
it's
to-
I
invisible,
don't
right?
make
The first
noise
attack?
when I walk.
Your first attack would be advantage, but that'd be really
It doesn't matter because I can still get.
It would be, but he does a lot of range.
That's what I'm saying, like, but
attacking.
what do you get? If you get advantage, they don't see it coming.
See, sneak attack doesn't. I can apply it to like any
I
enemy that you
know,
guys are next
I've
to.
read on it.
So
I've read.
it doesn't really
I
matter.
know. But
It might give him. It might give you sneak attack in some instances when you wouldn't have it otherwise.
yeah, it's like the first attack would be a sneak attack. It's only the only thing.
Yeah.
Opening strato.
How far away from our campsite should I plant this thing? Let's see.
I think it'll be alright.
I think we should do it right in our campsite.
Yeah. Fine.
Right in the fire.
You guys are nuts. All right, let's do it.
No, like.
We
Maybe
have enough-
20 feet away.
We have enough HP when we climb.
Probably further away from the horses, though. We don't want anything to happen to us. If we lose our horses, that'd be bad.
Yeah, that
So what? Like 25 yards away?
From the horse.
Is that
Camp?
enough?
Yeah. That's good enough.
Okay.
We got the decanter of endless water.
I plant bean. Water
Which
it.
bean?
I don't know what.
It doesn't matter because he rolls the dice anyway.
Oh, that's right. You roll a die. Or, yes, one rolls a die.
And I water it, and then I run away real fast.
Okay.
Real fast.
But we all.
Super
This
fast.
is all like a party thing now.
This is the last bean, is that right or
We
no?
got like 5 beans
Oh,
left.
you do. Okay.
This is.
Use luck on this one. That's fine.
Okay. Roll a d100.
Alright. We need an actual D100 to roll.
It's 2.
It's 2 of them.
That's a good number.
Ooh, that-
What is it?
83.
that's
Holy
an
cow.
interesting number.
Magical quarterstaff goes out the ground.
Yes.
Plus 6.
And it's thunder. That's what we call it, the boost.
The thunder stick.
The boom stick.
While we're waiting, I plant another
Okay.
Uh-oh. A dragon comes
I
out
like
of
the
it.
beans the most fun. We could literally
Okay.
just play D&D and plant beans.
Okay, so you
B&B.
you're watching, and about a minute passes, and the ground just starts to tremble, just in this localized, not like earthquake. You don't feel it. You just see the ground. It's like dirt starts to push up a little bit, and it just kind of unfolds this way. And right there on the ground is a nest.
No way.
I need someone to
You get
roll a
hacked.
d4.
I'll roll.
Wait.
Roll
Does it
Caleb.
matter,
Roll
or is
Caleb. Roll Caleb's. I believe in it.
Okay, roll it.
Try to roll.
3.
3.
3 eggs.
3 birds.
3 eggs.
3? Not
Within the nest, you see 6 eggs.
Eat them.
No, we're saving those. We're all gonna get magic pets.
Yeah, we have to hatch these things.
Oh, yeah.
That's
How can we keep it warm? Gotta keep them warm, right?
Put it on the campfire.
Well, can
That's
we...
gonna boiled egg. Or
So, like, if we walk up, what do the eggs look
How
like?
big are they?
Give it
Yeah,
to
how
them.
big? What do they
Okay,
look
so
like?
they're about probably about, if you've ever seen turkey eggs,
Just like a little bigger
bigger than a
normal eggs.
chicken. Yeah. So it's a decent sized. They are blue, kind of a sky blue color, and have yellow speckles on them.
Would any of us recognize the egg?
Nature check, buddy.
Without rolls, I can tell you that none of you recognize what they're
Fish
Can we
doing.
each
But what about with
for a
rolls?
nature check?
I'm telling you, you don't have to roll.
Because none of us know.
You're not gonna.
I know.
You've never seen
You're magical.
these eggs before.
We should... Can we... Is there any way we can, like, invest or, like, do a magic... Yeah, like what Lily was saying, like, check if they're magical. Does anyone have detect magic
I
or
can
something?
detect. I can use detect magic on them again.
Okay.
I still have it. So I'll use it.
Okay. You catch a magical aura
Oh yeah,
off
they're
of these
magic.
eggs.
What should we do?
Magic chickens. Lay infinite eggs. Gold. Gold eggs.
We're rich.
So how can we incubate these things?
We're gonna get out of the
How
adventure
can we
business and into the
Incubate.
chicken
Get some
business.
cloth. Get some cloth and wrap them
I
around
don't
it.
know.
If it's the dog.
Yeah,
We're not
we
gonna
like?
visit
Do
a dog.
we? Is there any way we could get the sense that there's something like alive inside of them?
Detect undead.
You are welcome to try to come up with a creative way to do that. I would ask
I'll
you,
just-
Sense?
can you
That's
could
that.
you pick up an egg from a hen house and
Well, I'm just wondering if there's like a magic. If there's any magic that we have that.
I don't believe we do.
I got
I don't have
beast
anything.
sense. I can talk to
detect
animals.
poultry?
Yeah.
Some people check to see if eggs that they
I'll
incubate
speak with
in
them.
Speak with the
That's
eggs.
what. That's the same thing I
Speak
would
with
say.
animals.
Live things in it, so they put it under a light, and they can look inside of it.
It's not gonna work though. I doubt
Oh
it's
yeah,
gonna
you know,
work.
like you can put like a candlelight behind a chicken egg to see if there's something growing in there.
Yeah, that is white though, not like a blue color. The blue color is probably not.
I'll
big
use
enough.
Well, we can try it.
We can try it.
Might as well be.
Yeah, we're gonna try that.
Okay, you're gonna try to hold light behind.
Like,
Like,
we'll,
not right up next to it.
we'll use the orb. We'll use the orb.
Yeah.
Use the orb.
Find an egg. Just like look through it.
We'll use the orb since it's not like a fire or anything. It's still light.
Okay. Whoever's really at point blank range and looking at this, give me a perception check with advantage.
All of us.
It would
Whoever's the
I'll
one
go.
who's doing the
I'll go.
examination of the egg.
Is your perception anymore?
Fine.
Yeah, +4. With advantage, you said?
That
With
was 2.
advantage.
Yeah.
that was a 2. 14.
14. As far as you can tell, there's nothing. You don't get the silhouette of a developing bird or anything in it, but you're not sure.
Let's wrap.
You're not dealing with a normal egg.
Yeah.
This is wrap them in cloth
I disagree. I'm gonna roll
Let's bring
again.
it over by the fire.
Yeah.
What?
Let's just bring it over by the fire.
and wrap them in something like cloth.
Yeah.
We can ask about them later.
We can ask like one of them magic dude.
We have to
City.
keep them warm somehow.
Do we need to keep them warm? I mean,
I would think so.
I mean, they're magic though.
Why would you not keep them warm? They're
I mean,
They are magical.
realistically, it's just by the fire, and then in the daytime, it shouldn't be that much.
yeah, I guess. So we'll try to wrap them in cloths to be like keep them really.
warm and safe.
Wrap them individually, and then
Yeah.
and then put them together. That way, they're not breaking.
Also, by like touch, are they eggs warm at all, or like just normal, just regular eggs? There's nothing like special to by touch them.
No, they look and feel like eggs that just happen to be this color and that size, but there's obviously a magic aura about them given their origin.
You know, we talk about the eggs, but what about the nest? How's the nest look?
Pretty nasty.
The nest looks. It's not. So it's neither like any nest you've ever seen nor unlike it. You know, all birds have different looking nests, but it looks like a nest. That,
So it's
if you
pretty
didn't know,
valuable then.
if you didn't know any different, you would think that a bird made this nest.
There's no feathers on it, or
Nope.
All right. Should we
It's
take the
just
nest
a
with
nest.
us? Should we take the nest with us?
I mean,
Use it as a hat.
it looks. There's nothing unique about the nest other than I've never quite seen a nest like this.
Let's take it because just in case the nest, because if different birds, different nests, right? You know that type of thing. If the nest gives any clues to what this is for the people who would investigate this.
okay.
Again.
Put the nest in the bag.
We
of
tried to-
holding and-
Yeah, let's try. Well, it
You
might
know
not.
how-
It
you
might
know
not
how-
fit in the holding bag.
Well,
the holding bag you only like you get to put it. It has to fit through the.
Oh, okay.
So we will take the nest with us,
Okay.
and we'll just try to keep it as intact as possible. Maybe even wrap it up a little bit too, so it doesn't have a.
Okay. Just you're putting it like in the bag of holding or something, or
I mean, it might not fit really, right? Well, that has to fit through a bag of holding. Like, was this like a small? I guess I don't know the size. How big would the bag of holding opening be?
big enough for that.
Well, can
So
you?
yeah, we might
Would
do
it
that.
would it crush stuff though? That with the
It's
items?
magic. It's a magic space.
You know, it goes into a pocket dimension. The stuff isn't really like stacked on top of each other or anything there. It's
You
all
can basically picture it.
it's
just by
preserved
itself.
and accessible.
Like theoretically, putting the eggs into the pocket dimension, you would be able to pull them out, and they wouldn't be clattering around.
We're not putting.
We're
the
not
egg
putting
on
the
there.
egg
we're
in
not-
there.
we're not.
It'll kill.
But I'm saying you could. because it's not going to be.
Because like it sucks the life out of them, right? There's no air in there.
Yeah, there's no air.
So are we traveling back to the castle? I assume.
I think we should.
Sure. And the eggs are safe. We're keeping them warmish.
Trying, I guess.
Ish.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I was kind of doing some things, but your intent is to keep them close to the fire, not so close that obviously anything harmful.
Yeah, for the
happens
night.
to them.
Yeah.
And we got them in clock too.
Keep them warm.
Probably Tal'Dorei.
And we'll watch them.
I forgot that's what those are called. When I was playing it, there's like one I've been avoiding, and I've decided not to do anything with it. But I couldn't even remember what happens if you take its egg. Other than it doesn't like it, but I don't remember what you can do with the egg. It's been so long since I played
Bacon
it.
and eggs.
Are you talking about?
Is that right?
Are you talking about?
You can hatch it, I think.
Are
You
you talking about?
can, yeah.
Are you talking about
Sidetrack.
Star?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Sidetrack.
bird.
All right, we're sleeping. Let's go. Roll. What's our watches? It's been too long.
Morzza and Farryn,
Up first.
I'm
yeah,
gonna start
and then
watching.
Taèlios and Thaèndrys, and then
You're
Nyx,
fully
Zeldreth, and Valia
I'm
are
probably
third watch.
resting on
Right. Here you go.
Hey, also,
That's all
before
right,
you go too much further, will someone just roll a d8 for me, please?
I got it.
Absolutely.
Where's the D8?
A D8.
Which? 5.
5?
Yeah.
You die 5 times tonight.
What I rolled there, Elizabeth?
I don't know. 7?
Good thing it doesn't matter.
I'm taking mine.
Down the table.
Okay.
So 5.
Yep, got it.
So how many eggs additionally we find?
Yes.
All right. So what is it? Dangerous for me.
So it's, yeah, you two. It's,
Oh,
Perception.
Moon Knight.
21.
10.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, roommate.
I'm just watching
That's
the
not
eggs.
bad.
Okay. Your watch is pretty unspectacular. Other than at one point, your furry companion stirs, and you notice, you hear, you stir, and you look, and it's looking up, and it's looking toward the forest. And it's like it's at attention. You know how it kind of stands up and does the first time you ever saw it, just its eyes were up. When it was kind of standing up, that's what it's doing. And it's looking, and it's kind of looking at an angle almost from where you are. Instead of looking, it's not like looking straight into the forest, it's looking over here a ways away into the forest, or in that direction. And you notice that it starts imperceptibly at first, but it's like it's going,
Following something.
Following.
like it's tracking.
Noise.
You hear nothing.
I can go and investigate. So we'll just tell the next watch in
I can't
the
see in the
direction.
dark, so-
We'll tell the next watch, and when we wake him up, the direction that the beast was looking, just tell him to watch out.
Before you're even able to do that, it's like what I just showed you is just a few seconds worth, but this continues. This is like midway through your watch, and it's looking and it's watching, and you can see it starts kind of flicking its tail, like it's really focused right now, and you can tell that it's focused. If it's looking at something, this something is drawing closer to you.
I'll wake everybody up.
Okay.
The eggs escape from the thing and are walking.
Okay.
What's going on?
As you're stirring, are either of you keeping your eye on? You both turn to the rest of the
I figure
party,
I would
or
wake up everyone.
Yeah, I'll
keep
watch.
watching.
you're watching
Yeah.
creature? Okay.
Full out.
So as you're stirring everyone and all that, you're watching, and you see now you're hearing it. And who's it with? Is it kind of lying by you, or you? Who has the? Well, let's say it's near. Okay, near. It's starting to give a low growl now, but not like, how do I describe this? It's not like an aggressive, angry growl. It's just like something seems to have its attention. And all of this converges with, as it gets to where it's like you're all stirred now. You're kind of getting your gear together or whatever, and you've been watching this whole time. And you can tell that it's just watching, and now it's looking, and you see it's turned its head down even within the camp. And it's actually looking at your pack. and a purple glow begins from the pack.
You woke us up for this.
Yeah, I was about to be like,
You guys want to see this, right? Me again? Didn't I already get one?
You all have had it once.
I did.
Oh, here, give me that. I forgot. Do I have something in there or not?
Paper.
wow, that is awesome, bro.
That's it on the backside.
You get Post-it notes.
Woo! There's cards in here.
Wow.
Yeah.
She got
There's
a top
more
one.
cards.
Keep them face down.
There's like a lot of cards.
I know. I'm aware of what's in there.
Oh. Here, let me
I'll
fan
just
them
take
out.
one.
Let me fan them out for you.
Yeah, it's the same drill. You know that they all appear. None of you can see anything on them, but you know that you're supposed to take one.
No way.
No.
What are you?
Okay. and after you do, after you take one, the rest of the cards vanish, and the box.
Do I get this? Like, was there actually legitimately more cards this time? Like, was there physically more cards, or is that just in the box?
There were more.
How now, brown cow?
There were more. Because each time you've been doing it in the past, they've lessened, and this time there are more. But as you draw the card, the other ones just kind of poof away, and the box itself closes and just kind of spins into nothingness.
How many dungeons have we done?
And
5.
the
And all of us have already gone
and
in.
the
That makes sense.
A
the
couple people got, like 2
the-
people got ones.
creature kind of his head pans back, and then he just kind of turns around and curls back up and lays
He
down.
senses like magic of some sort or something. I don't know.
Too bad he couldn't sense a magic door.
But I might suggest to
We could talk to it.
whoever has speak with animals to
I
ask
do.
about that.
So does Steven.
I don't
Do you
know.
want to know what card I pulled? Even I
Yeah,
don't know.
I
what card
figured at
pulled.
some point that would come
That's
up.
probably a good idea.
The Fool.
You fool.
Ah, you fool.
Minus 10 hit points.
Look, there's even a dog on it.
You go down.
Actually, I
fast.
probably should have given that. Just looked at it and then given it back into the box.
Yeah, no, that's all right, because it can't go back in there.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah, because there's only one fool.
It would be
here.
funny if you got like minus 10 hit points
It's
forever.
intelligence.
Nothing.
I'm gonna see if I can buy a
11.
clown hat
Trash.
so we get back to the city.
I wonder if there's any
It's
negative
Okay.
ones.
like that clown meme where the guy like slowly puts on like the makeup and the hair.
You can, let's see, you can narratively do what you want to with this to make it make sense, but essentially you gain the knowledge enough to speak in mechanics, game mechanics speak. You have proficiency with a tool of your choice.
Like a gain.
Brand new. You gain the knowledge of how to utilize a tool of your choice.
Knowledge
Thieves'
will
tools.
be your shield.
Not that, because
Yeah,
you already have that. So
Well,
you can, yeah.
Technically, it's okay. But would you include that in there? Because like technically, I wouldn't actually have that. I mean, I know it took a rogue level, right? But
Well, that's later.
narratively speaking, I don't have proficiency with these tools right now.
You're gonna have to figure that. That's gonna be narrative.
But I'm saying from this card, these
No,
tools
this
doesn't
is,
apply.
no. This, well, I mean, why would you want it to? I'm letting you choose something else. But here's the
But
point.
why would I want it to? Because in this aspect, the sense right here, these tools is the purpose, right? Like that's like what.
Yeah, but you're gonna get that when we train back at the castle. So don't do that. Do something else.
So what so you know what? If you want to use it on that, you certainly can. But to me, what we already talked about with talking with someone, learning, that's
Yeah.
how you're going to gain it. What you have right now, what you know you have, is you have an ability outside of yourself right now to learn to use something that you don't currently know how to do. But you know that you have to do something in order to do that. You have to choose it and you have to find the source of that learning, but it's just you're just going
So
to
okay, so
have
here's
it.
the thing.
Get a little,
This is what I'm going around. The expertise portion of Rogue says you can learn 2 skills and double your proficiency, or 1 skill and Rogue's tools. So if I do I guess I don't know exactly like where narratively we take that. So if I do the tools, then do I get like 2 skills from expertise, or I guess I don't know.
well, I'm not gonna. Just because I think it makes sense for us to do something narratively in order to take this level in Rogue doesn't mean I'm gonna penalize you if we don't have you could have taken any one of those cards and you took that one.
Yeah.
It just happens to line up
Right.
with that. So you don't have to do it that way. You would have, if you weren't taking that, say you didn't take the level in rogue, you'd still have this card if that's the one you picked.
Right. I know.
So you don't have, what I'm saying is you don't have to limit yourself in the abilities you're going to gain from taking a level in rogue.
You can literally.
Dude, pan flute.
Oh yes. But
Or,
it's just like,
you can do like jewelers or something like that.
Yeah, but I'm saying if I
Poison
do
kit?
these tools,
I know why you're thinking
then
it.
with that I would get 2 skills that I can double my proficiency with rather than 1.
Here's what we need right here.
then do that. If that's what you
Rumor
want, it's your
supplies.
character.
Actually, I think I see what you were saying though, because you would be doubling your
You're
proficiency.
getting, you're
It's the same.
Yeah, you're getting that from your,
The rogue, yeah.
yeah.
There's two no, there's some cool ones in there.
Yeah, don't think about it in terms of how can I tweak the narrative to maximize right now.
You need some
Think about
carpenter's tools.
you're going to get those things from an interaction with the right person.
There's stuff up here too.
With this one, you just get it. I'm just saying maybe make it make sense when you're back in the city of how you get it
Yeah, I know.
or whatever. But again, I'm not trying to keep you from doing what you want to do.
No,
if
no,
there's
no.
something else you want to do, then tell me. And
No, I was forgetting. So the rogue thing is basically you can double your proficiency with these tools, which is what I still would probably want to do. Because that, like I'm saying, the part of the rogue kit is like you become an expert in something, and then that's what doubles your proficiency. So I still want that to be those two.
Quadruple your proficiency.
I mean, I'm going to have to decide. This is.
Alright, my guy's going back to sleep.
Brewer's kit.
Yeah, brewers.
Yeah.
Hey,
None of us had enough of this.
I gotta get my 8 hours of
He
sleep.
would suggest he become proficient in magic.
There's cartography.
No,
There's
pan flute all the way.
I thought you were all about cartography. That was your thing.
Yeah.
Cartography is
I
over.
think we like make our own shop.
A
wanna
magic
buy the
shop
bar.
right next door to.
I think we should do that. We should talk to the guy about like investing in the bar.
For 50%.
That's the road to true wealth. We could all retire from this adventuring crap. And just all D&D sessions will be managing this bar.
Every session is one day of
And
business.
just-
that'd be so awesome.
And just increasing our like business. Like we'll start buying
Instead of
shops.
playing D&D, we're just gonna play Stardew Valley.
Start expanding.
Oh no, the stock market's crashing.
Instead of D&D, we're playing bar and grill.
We go out and hunt so that we can provide the.
There is an herbalism kit that like you can like create potions of healing with.
I have a herbalism kit.
But you have to be proficient with it. If you're proficient with,
I'm proficient in medicine.
you have to be proficient with the herbalism kit.
Give him
To-
the kit. and
Why
then
wouldn't
he
I
can
be?
do it. I don't know.
Sometimes
You're a trash
sometimes
monk,
your
that's
sometimes your features and stuff
Look
like
at
that when you
proficiency.
select them provide you they give you a kit.
No,
of some
he
sort.
has proficient in herbalism right here.
I don't think I'm proficient in his playing cards.
Oh,
Sometimes you end up with a tool because you get it, but you're not
And
necessarily.
you are with
proficient
the what is that? What is that?
You just gotta make
Good
it
luck
all
with
potions the
tools.
entire
Yeah,
time.
Yeah, you
There you go.
can, you can be making health potions. You haven't.
I don't. Well, I'm not. What do you have to be proficient in?
Herbalism
You're,
kit.
you're proficient in it.
But there's nowhere on here that says I'm proficient.
Right
in
here.
Herbal.
Proficiencies
it's your
and
proficiencies.
languages. Right here.
Oh,
You are.
I've been making health potions this whole time. How many do I have?
All of a sudden, he just like opens up a magic bag, a bag of holding, and there's just like 30 potions. Oh, guys, I have these. Did you need them? Anyway?
Yeah.
I don't know what goes into it though.
Is there one?
Well, if only there was an herbalism shop that any of you had ever been at before.
Do they sell recipes?
Is there one that's like legumism, so we can make magic beans or?
Or at least cashews.
So
Alright. Let's get the next walk going while he's figuring this out.
Okay,
Who's up next?
so this would be Taèlios and Thaèndrys.
All right, I rolled really good, so
I don't even have to roll in.
yeah, definitely.
Gosh, that's too much math. 25.
What kind of check was it?
Yes.
Perception?
It's perception.
5.
Okay.
That was not 1, by the way.
You're lost in thought about your distance encounter with the Underdark, and you're not quite paying as much attention as you might otherwise. You, however, are on task, but your watch goes, it passes uneventfully. Bringing us to Nyx and Zeldreth and
fine.
Valia.
You guys need to do some work after I crush that dungeon for you. So.
Are you
Just
gonna
sit there. Oh,
What do
nice.
you add to it?
Just your perception.
I thought I was gonna roll the best, but of course we rolled 20.
Critical perception.
So, 27.
22.
5.
All right,
This guys.
you're lost in thought about this extra attack that you have now. You're digging your new skills. You guys are paying close attention, but as with the previous one, it passes uneventfully. Dawn comes, and it's a new day.
Let's get going. Back to the castle.
Okay.
Max speed.
Like I use the
Don't
Bible.
forget the eggs.
Yeah. do the eggs appear any differently throughout the night or in the morning?
Not that you can tell.
Sweet. We have 6 dragons.
Why can't I roll the 4 and got 8?
Why does it take that?
We're gonna
That's
add
what
up
you
all the stuff that we got.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, so you're going at a fast speed.
Might as well.
We can go to fast.
I mean, we know.
can see.
We
for
kind of
15
know the
minutes.
area now.
We
We've
can
been
get,
through
we
this
can go like fast and then like
remember we
normal
traveled
and fast.
around
Yeah.
the forest and then back, so we kind of were in this general vicinity before.
You are, but you know whether you came out of exactly the same spot or not. Why
Well,
don't you?
he can see for like 10 miles, so
A
Right.
mile.
Yeah, you can see all the way and past.
he
the
actually
city.
can look around the world and see himself.
Why'd you put up like cobble pillars?
My
Marker.
speed is now 50. Just
Whoa.
so everybody knows.
So you're already back to the castle.
No cap. Yep.
It's faster than a horse.
We need to put down the.
How fast do the
put down your
horses
spike
go?
rope.
Make a
that way.
survival check. I'll
Oh,
let
sorry.
you do it with advantage if someone's helping you, but just to pick up the exact trail back.
Well, this is because I'm familiar with it.
And what's the weather like?
We can sure roll for it.
I
Oh,
know,
absolutely! I would love
19.
to roll for it.
19. Okay, you're able to pick it up.
I would love to roll for it. What was it? It's a 12,
There's a 4 in there right now.
Gosh, it's been a while.
4, and a 10. I think it was, wasn't it?
I think there's an 8 in there. Let me find
Yeah, I
my.
think it was a 12, 10, 4.
I thought it was only 4 dice though.
That is 4 days.
Oh, I said. I see.
8, 12, 20, and a 4.
Oh, it's 20. Okay.
Yeah. See, I knew.
It's still 4 dice.
Yeah, but different 4 dice.
12, 20. Okay. Alright.
Hold on a second.
I think high's bad. If I'm remembering right.
I'm the only one who hasn't done it yet.
What do I need to roll for a volcanic eruption?
Well, I think you nailed it with that
you
one
don't
right
even
there.
want to know.
just did it.
Okay.
Okay.
So
We're gonna have bad weather, I'm calling it.
Armageddon level event. Cataclysm. Yeah, if I roll all max, does that give us the cataclysm from the D&D books?
yes, it does. Okay, give me. Let's see. This is which table? On that day, so it's this one. All right, give me the 8 first.
That's gonna be a 3. 100 tornadoes.
Give me the 20.
That's 9,000 miles per hour winds.
Give me the 12.
That's a 10 for 10 months straight.
Give me the 4.
4.
Why do you
Years.
have that? Why is that one different than the other ones?
Because this is my inspiration one.
Okay. As you begin traveling, clouds roll in, and
Oh boy.
a rainy, but not violently so, day greets you.
We will-
You spend the day essentially traveling in. Sometimes it's just kind of a mist or a drizzle. Other times it's a little bit more of a downpour. It's just a wet day.
Did we get a tarp or something at one point?
We have
You have
tents.
tents.
Thanks to me.
I'm not saying
I
that,
mean,
but
you can
I'm
travel
saying
in the rain.
something to put over
Yeah,
the eggs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or like cover them?
Make sure
They're in
they
they're in the thing.
Well, I mean,
No, we're not.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we weren't doing
Yeah.
that because of the
So-
We probably wrapped them up and put them in like a backpack, like really enclosed. So.
You could even use like a bedroll.
Yeah,
and
I'm
just, like,
I'm
Yeah.
fine
We
with
can do
just
that.
saying
We'll
that
put
you're
it in a
able to
backpack.
cover them. That's fine.
Backpack.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems like that would take a pretty high proficiency. I don't know if anyone here has quite that level
That's
yet.
right.
Alright, we'll do that. Put in a backpack or something.
Make a
Keep
dexterity
it dry.
saving throw to see whether you can handle the eggs properly.
Oh.
Okay.
Get rolling.
So at this pace, you will get most of the way back to the city in one day, but you'll have to make camp one more time.
Would you ride through the night?
Okay. All right. So that being the case, go ahead and give me here. Let's do each watch. Morzza and Farryn.
16.
16.
Uneventful.
18.
13.
You also have an uneventful watch.
Yeah, because I was there. You're welcome.
Not bad. I got the. I was gonna say I got the highest. Cogs.
Cogs, really good.
Cogs.
That
That's Cogs.
was 17.
That was
no,
Cogs.
I don't think so.
I don't.
Plus whatever you got.
What'd you get?
24.
No roll so good, but I get last. Oh, I didn't get last. 21.
Didn't you roll an 8?
Those are really good rolls.
Like,
Um,
+1
but-
in perception.
There's nothing out of the ordinary as you
Alright.
spend your watch and greet the dawn, which is another. The weather kind of continues. It's not raining when you wake up, but it's still just a gray, and you can tell it's going to be another damp day.
We'll see. It's 4 days.
Okay.
We're gonna be back in maybe day 2 though.
We'll keep track.
Well, we won't know in the city probably
Yes, we
unless
will.
we ask.
We'll ask.
There's no weather in the city.
Nope.
There's
It
no
just
weather.
paired.
The moment you get there, it all changes to sunny. There's never any night there. It's just sunny.
Okay, so the next morning you break camp and you head off. Nothing extra you want to do necessarily.
Yeah,
You
we
had
should
the eggs by the fire
that's
that
a-
night, I assumed,
Yeah.
guarded or whatever, because
Yeah.
it was raining off and on. You had
We
to-
don't want the creature to
on
eat
watch,
the
you
eggs
had to tend the fire a little bit more than normal.
And we don't want the creature to eat the eggs, so we're keeping a close eye on it.
All right,
Creature
so
stayed with us. Probably.
We didn't talk to him.
I assume the creature's still with us.
it is.
But the creature's gonna. Yeah, did we talk to him?
No.
You
I can
should-
talk to him.
whoever
I'll
should
see- I
talk
use
to him
it.
and ask him about
So
the.
I'll use my speak to animals, or I think it's called.
Okay. And what do you?
What did you see in the face?
Let me see. I wish I can do that. Yeah. So I'll ask him. So it lets me talk to a creature, and it's like the past day, and tell me what they have perceived in the past day. So I'll ask it like what it saw, or like what it was looking at when it last night.
Okay. It answers. Ghost.
A ghost.
This is dad.
It's your dad.
That joke will live
Okay.
on.
And then I'll ask it if it wants
That joke will
if it
literally
wants to
never
come
die.
If it wants to come into the city with us,
Um,
or wants to stay outside or outside the city.
it says, and all of you hear this.
I guess he's not
Come.
sure. He's like,
Come.
I'll just tell it, come with us.
Okay. It's not acting any differently. It's just. It seems to have every intention of sticking with you.
The next time someone else gets a purple card, I'll use my divine sense So
Don't forget.
if I'm up, that is, if it's on my watch.
We can wake you up always.
All right. That's it. We continue on.
All right. So yeah, breaking camp and having as little distance to travel as you do, you arrive back at the city as it's kind of just getting going for the morning. It hasn't been going very long anyway, and you ride up. There's a lot of people coming and going. People on foot coming and going. More leaving than coming in since it's just the morning. You see a cart head out, and driven by a man in like robes with a hood over his head, and kind of looks your way and nods and that, and you see as it pulls away, on the back of it there's a label on the back of the cart that says Frost Vines Winery. And
Don't we have a wine bottle?
Yep.
Yeah.
But you make your way to the town and pass through the gates. Where would you like to go?
We're going back to the inn.
We gotta go to the magic shop, see these eggs.
We can go. Well, should
Yeah.
we go? To,
I feel like it is important to do the eggs quickly.
we should probably either go to the wizard, probably. Or
Actually, can we
Thaèndrys.
retcon just a little bit? In the morning of, I would have probably wrote a letter to Kavnor and said, "We'll be arriving in town this day. Would you like to meet up and discuss a few things?"
And tell me, want to meet Magic Guy. At the inn.
Meet magic.
I don't need to sit when we...
Yeah.
It's Kavnor, right? That I'm writing to, or no?
No, it's that.
Dab.
Well, no. I'm pretty sure you received something from Kavnor at one point.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought I received something from him. Was it the sending spell was from Kavnor?
No, I was
You
from
got sending from Eldrazi.
Magic.
Oh, it draws.
Magic.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, but you've had, I think you've received, you've definitely received letters, written correspondences from Kavnor and the diplomats.
Yeah, I would have just sent a message just so he knows we're arriving. I said we'll be arriving in town that day, and if he would like to meet up and discuss, we can perhaps talk.
Yeah, he says,
Like via letter.
he writes, by letter, you get a letter pretty quickly in return that says 2 o'clock, the usual spot.
So it's early in
So
the
we're
morning now.
arriving in the morning, right? So we just have a little bit of time.
So let's go
You have a
magic.
few hours,
Let's go
yeah.
magic shop
Yeah.
and herbalist for the
Yeah.
eggs.
And so let's go magic shop.
Okay.
our extraordinary amount of cash.
If we can get a recipe for...
Actually, wait. Before we go to the
Who are
shop,
jewelers?
yeah, let's go to the jeweler's place and sell some of this stuff.
I thought the eggs were like critical that we find out what they are.
No,
That's
incredible.
Well, if they go away, that'd be the only thing.
It's over. It's been over a day.
It's already been over a day.
That's very good.
It's only
Can
like
we
4
do
times.
that?
I mean, it's not like we didn't have the eggplants, which lasted for or like the fruit that lasted for ages. So everything doesn't.
They
just,
lasted because we put them in the bag of holding.
Except
Yeah.
the stupid
no,
fire.
they lasted because we picked them off the tree.
Yeah.
The tree
Sadly,
disappeared after
the
a
tree's
day,
gone.
But the fruit didn't.
If someone has an idea of what these eggs are, though, we might have a better idea of how to
Alright,
take care
so
of
But
them.
I'm saying let's get our money first. So we know how much we're working with, how much funds we're working with.
We have tons.
No, we don't.
Well, obviously we're gonna need another
Well, yeah.
movable
We spent like
rock.
all of our money last time.
We did.
You
No,
probably only have like a couple hundred.
platinum.
Alright, if we're going to jewelers to sell all of our
Alright.
gems and stuff.
Okay. Okay.
You sell them all for the amounts listed on your sheet.
Yeah, that's essentially it. Unless there's something else you want to do. There.
There's just
So-
a little bit. So I added up everything except I don't have all like we took gems out of eyes of dragons and I don't have any values for those.
They were 125 each.
Even the diamonds and stuff?
There was diamonds.
We saved diamonds. I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
like 3 really high quality diamonds on.
You had one
Well,
that was
I have
Yeah, from the-
I have a 1250, I have a 1100, and I have 1200.
Oh my gosh,
Where are we
sell it.
selling
They're
those
not.
things?
No, they're not from.
You can use them for stuff.
They're
You can for one
They're
time
from not
use?
from all the sets.
yeah, but there's two
Superpower
diamonds
spells.
from an eye that were 125 each. Two.
Oh, that's
one-
different though. These ones are like.
Yeah, but aren't any diamonds could be useful?
Usually it's like specified. Yeah, they could be.
So-
isn't it like a one-time
Usually
use?
it's
Okay, so
Those?
one thing about, just to get to your question, because it hasn't actually come up before, but now that it has, let me just speak to this. The gems up to this point that you have found in those statues they're as identical as gems can be, right? When you find the sapphires, they're like all the other sapphires. When you find the rubies, same deal, and the emeralds and all that, and they've always been 125 each. The diamonds, though they seem like they should be a lot more, they are diamonds, but it's not, their perfection is such that they're not worth the large amount more than what you would think. So otherwise, they're a little cloudy, so they're not crystal clear. They have almost a cloud to them.
So not really the type of diamonds you use for magic.
Well, they're still diamonds, and they could be used that way. I'm just telling you that's why, if you expect that a diamond should be more than a sapphire, there's a reason for that. So you basically have these almost cloudy, not quite milky white like a white opal, not quite like that, but just kind of a cloudy white diamond is what they are. They're not perfection.
Before we go, why are we? So aren't diamonds that used for spells? They're one-time use, right?
Yep.
So is this spell actually that useful that we're going to waste a 1,000 gold piece diamond on it for one encounter, where we could buy a magic item that will help us forever?
1,000 gold pieces is not like that much compared to some of the spells that you can use with this one.
But it's a one-time use. So I'm saying, like, if we can buy
a wizard or a guy like or a sorcerer, right, is going to want to keep those.
I
diamonds
get that,
for
but
spells.
we're not like that rich as adventurers. So are we going to waste a diamond on a
Yes.
spell for one-time use?
What is it that you're holding it for? I forget.
Those spells are
Nothing
usually
specific.
ridiculously like.
Well, there's ones like if you can do, like provide the component for like
resurrections.
that, or there's other stuff that I don't know that anybody here would or could use it. I can't remember if you can have it or not, but there's a Hero's Feast spell which is super useful if you know you're going into battle, like a big battle. But that takes like a gem encrusted cup or bowl or something like that, worth at least, I can't remember the amount. It's at least 1,000, I think. It might be more than that. But there are things to keep certain, not to mention that you can use different gems, different powders. So if you've got some diamonds, you could also make diamond powder, which can be useful for some spells as well. But ultimately it's a choice that the party makes, what you want to hold on to and what you want to sell.
So we got
What's a
two
boat, then?
125 gold piece gems.
And-
Joshua, you might as well put those on your list.
What's that?
2 125 gold piece gems.
Well,
Or diamonds.
Well, if you're selling it, you never know.
We don't need to with as much as we got them.
Technically, if you did a vote. Although, I don't think it really matters that much right now.
So we sell all the rest of them.
If you ever get Greater Restoration, that's a diamond one.
But can't I use just my focus for that?
No.
No, it has a component that gets utilized in the spell. And so you have to have, when there's a component that gets used up by the spell, like with a gem or a gold piece cost, then you actually have to have that component on you, as well as
So
your...
there are some spells that say like, oh, you need this component, but as long as it's not like a specifically gold piece number. So like I have a lot of spells that require like, oh, use a burnt twig. Well, my focus does that, but if it was like, use a stick that costs 3,500 GP, you would have to have that for it. So for
And
those
it'll
spells
say like it gets consumed
How is
by
there
the
a
spell or
stick
used
there's
by
not.
the
That was
spell.
just a dumb example.
So it's for those, I require that you have that component that gets used up by the spell if there's a certain cost to it.
Okay. So we would basically go to the jeweler's shop probably first.
Okay.
Kind of sell all these wares that we have. I just added everything up. We're keeping the black hooded woman statue. We're keeping. What else? There was something else we were keeping.
The one you just found, the silver statue?
Yeah.
That one?
The diamond dust. We've got 400 gold pieces worth of diamond dust that we'll keep. I think that was it. There was a bone scroll case. I know it had a scroll in it, so I think someone just has it. But there was also, you mentioned there was a chest that was like really nice. I think that we had grabbed that, but there was not really a value for it.
We had 2 silver chests in that one room.
Is that what you're talking about, where the ghouls and the ghasts were?
I have it in the white room.
Okay, let me look real quick.
I was at the end, but it is.
But there was 2 silver chests in the Oh yeah.
That's what it is. You have the dual chest right here. It's these right here.
It was a
Yeah,
ghoul in
there was
gas
2
room.
silver chests in the ghoul rooms as well.
That's the white room.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this I'm having chests from the ghoul. See right here?
Yeah. So that's from the 2 chests we found in the white room are the ghoul chests.
If they are.
No, this is a separate chest.
Well, we found 2 chests in the ghoul room.
Just a second. Rather than speculating, I can tell you exactly.
I'm not
what-
speculating. I know.
Well, no, I mean. So in the white room, you found
A nice chest.
a nice wooden chest.
Was it wooden?
Yes.
I don't know. I just remember you describing a nice chest, and then that's why I wrote it down.
Yep. Well, I mean, yeah, as nice little wooden chests go.
Okay.
So that, if
So-
you want, 25 gold for that.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
That is the difference.
The
There was 2 silver chests in the ghoul room.
yep. Those
Ghoul
are.
and gasp room.
Goulas.
I think those are identical. Those are 50 gold each.
Those are the only things I didn't have.
Okay.
So it's gonna came out a solid 4,000 gold for sure.
Yeah, plus all this.
It would be 5,000.
How much for the stuff that you guys are trying to get?
How many platinum pieces do we have?
I have 243 here that we got from this dungeon. I also have our inventory at like 550 or 70. 570 platinum. Yeah.
That's like nothing. We're rich. Why are we talking about how we don't have any money?
Well, we like to talk in the thousands as far as money, so.
Okay, so we go to the magic shop after we're done selling.
Okay, that's where you're headed now. Okay.
We do have the diamond dust. Do you want to write the diamond dust down in your inventory?
Sure, I can do that.
Diamond dust, 400 gold pieces worth.
I guess the dog is walking with us too.
Yep, it's just kind of trotting along beside.
And you wrote down the
taking in the
400.
city.
And you wrote the 125 diamonds?
Yes, 2 of them.
Boy, I wonder if the inn allows pets.
Oh, they allow us.
It
like,
It
we're allowed
does
that.
when I buy it.
You have to pay extra. Book ahead.
Yeah, it's gonna be an extra silver piece a day for a pet.
Okay, so you make your way to the magic touch.
Yeah.
And
He's gonna know.
you entering, it's as you expected it to be. Familiar shop,
Bloody empty.
except that you do not see as you walk in a Drazel,
Back enchanting.
but instead there's you've seen he has a couple of people who assist him there, and you see one of them
We should buy a magic shop.
at the counter.
That's way too expensive.
Yeah, yeah. When we have there's
We'll
two
buy the
items.
magic shop.
There's 2 items in the shop right now that cost 40,000 and 50,000 GP. So
Buy it.
Oh yeah, I don't even have that list of items.
What are the new items in the store? Is there anything new that we noticed?
Like
a quarterstaff?
There's nothing new from.
You need like some knuckles for your fist. We should buy
Magic brass knuckles.
Yeah.
So do we ask one of the clerks where Annie is?
The Drazel?
Oh, it's I thought it was Andrazel.
You just said Annie though.
I know.
Yeah, he's
because
trying-
it's short for Andrazel, but it's not.
that's
Andrazel.
where ad is.
Yeah, it's AD. Technically, it's ADH, but yeah, it's AD.
Just call him Rossi.
That's where the Tadragathermite lives.
I'm just impressed you got it right. After so long.
We'll ask for if a Drazel is around.
Yeah. The guy at the counter says, yes, he's in the back right now.
Can we speak?
I bet he's
He's
doing our
doing
magic
all
item.
enchanting stuff.
Can we speak?
We have eggs.
We'll hold up our card
Yeah.
that we're partners with him.
Yeah, you recognize him, and he
Oh,
recognizes you. And he said, yes, I believe he's working on something that he's doing for you, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, we want to talk
Understandable.
to him.
Have a nice day.
Yes, just give me a moment. And very kind of sheepishly, silent knocks on the door that's there and kind of enters in and closes behind him. And a moment later, Adrazel comes out. And he has always been like put together. He just looks like he's got every hair in place, everything is just very well kept. He looks a little like he's been laboring.
Yeah.
As he comes
Like
out.
he's busy.
Yes. Welcome. Happy to see a safe return. Just working on the latest item in back, you see. Should be done in a couple of days. I assume that's why you're here.
Partially. We'll tell him that we have stumbled upon a magical item that we do not really know
So
what.
we'll explain how it had like the bean, and we'll
Okay.
explain to him like we put it in the
And so
ground and grew into some
We'll
eggs.
just then show him these 6 eggs, blue and yellow spots. See if he recognizes them.
Okay. He looks them over. You don't get any indication that he's doing anything magical with them. Just looking them over and considering their origin story, as you've just.
We'll tell him we already know they're magical. We've checked.
Yes, well, no doubt, given how they came to be.
Yeah, duh.
I'm afraid I'm not tapped out at the moment, but I will be as long as I continue the work I'm doing. That said, it sounds like you've done what I would have done. Apart from, have you been able to identify them?
I have not.
Do we even have identified?
I have identified.
No, you don't. We
We
don't.
don't detect magic.
My guess is you don't.
I don't
I
think
don't-
any
I
of us
don't
have
know.
identified.
Does he? Yeah, right.
Or
Okay,
maybe
We
one.
can show him the Cavnor later too.
Yeah, no, it's fine, that's fine.
He says, well, if it's pressing and you'd like me to, I will.
Nope.
It could set me back a day if it means I can't use...
Identify?
Well, he's only got a certain number of spells.
You don't know you don't know how he goes about what he's doing.
Yeah, no, it's not urgent.
Yeah. We show him the Neth thing, technically.
We don't. He doesn't need to expend anything to figure these out. We're just fine. We can talk to Cavnor as well and see if he can help us identify.
Yeah, and he explains that while he knows exactly what he's going to have to use for the item he's working on, to the degree that he can, he likes to hold some things in reserve. But he's saying he will, if you really want to know, he'll spend a reserve on this. Because identify is low level.
Yeah.
But
No, there's no need.
Now on to business. How
Yeah.
much is your store?
Yeah.
I was just pulling up the rest of the items in the shop.
We should buy
should
it.
get
We
that
should not
movable
buy the
rod.
other movable rod.
Yep.
With the quiver that he made before too.
$250 for the movable
Yeah,
rod.
what
right?
was the quiver essentially?
it's essentially a bag of holding, more or
Arrows.
less.
What was it, 500?
Yeah.
Didn't we already buy it though?
We bought one. We bought a bag of holding.
No, you have not paid for it yet. You
Oh.
pay for it
Okay,
upon.
but we
How
bought
much is it?
another
That's
bag.
what I'm trying to look up right now.
It better not be over 1,000.
Is
Is all
it
I
like
say.
Too many papers in front of me. Here we go. 7,000 platinum.
Whoa.
Was that?
Or-
unenchanted.
Spare no expense.
I will drink the same distance again.
That was your constitution.
750 minus the 10%. 750 was the quoted price, and then you can take the 10 off of that.
740.
Yes, that's how we math.
So we bought the Ring of Spellstorm, correct?
Yes.
Is every platinum is 10? Is that right?
5, right?
It's 5.
10.
Oh, is it 10?
In this,
Oh,
in 1E it's 5, and this one it's 10.
Okay, one second. I just wanted to get a rough idea of how much we actually have, because I don't.
Yeah, we bought the other bag of holding.
Are there other new items though? Like,
He said
moving
there's
around
no
with
items.
nothing?
No, it's the same one.
Oh, toughen up.
Everyone else is doing just fine.
There's a cushion back there if you want to grab one.
We're
Wait,
roughly
you
at
back
like,
there where
a
the
little
spiders
over
are.
10,000, like 11,000 gold pieces.
Good grief. We're buying 2 shops.
I'm gonna flip that servant guy a platinum when we go by him, just so everyone knows.
Yep.
What's servant guy?
We're gonna put him in charge of our.
forget his name.
Did we buy the
business.
+2 shield? We did, right? Don't you have that?
I have that. I think.
'Cause, yeah. I'm just looking back at the list of items they have in the shop. There's plate mail there, chain mail. There is an amulet of health, which is really nice.
What does it do?
It bumps your constitution up to 19.
I definitely don't need that.
What is your constitution?
Fine. That's 15.
What is your
Would for most people it probably
what's your
won't
constitution?
matter.
Ours is 13.
For me,
Mine
my
get bumped up.
constitution is 13.
Mine would get bumped up twice.
Yeah, you would get
Mine.
you would get a bonus +2 for every level, so that would give you basically 12 more health, which would be kind of nice. For me, it would give me 3 more health per level. So I would go up
I don't think that's that important.
18 hit points.
You just gain those hit points while you have the amulet?
How much is that one?
5,000 gold pieces.
Nope.
Thanks to that.
What do you mean? You don't need that. You're not even in the fray of the battle.
Well,
Wait,
him,
can
that's
Sovereign
good.
Glue fix a snapped staff?
What?
You know his staff, his magic staff, right? If he snaps it, he'll like go to another dimension.
Oh.
Can we send 2 people to another dimension by using Sovereign Glue on the staff and then re-breaking it?
No.
Isn't that what Sovereign Glue does? It like fixes magic items, basically.
No, I think it just holds stuff together really strongly.
Yeah, it's not.
It's like super glue.
It doesn't recreate magic.
What does it do?
It's not spellotape or anything.
What is the point? Why is it so much?
It can bond anything to anything, but it doesn't repair.
What can bond?
Damn it.
How does that make it valuable? I'm just curious, like how does that?
Movable rod
You
to
can
a
do-
movable rod.
Oh man. We're gonna have a tug of war contest where we put 2 movable rods together and then hold them together with super glue and then you pull on them and try.
Well, I suppose it's. Yeah, are you still messing with dice over there?
It slipped out of my hand. Oh, my fault. It's slippery. Where did it
So
go?
You have gauntlets of ogre power, is that right?
Where the heck
Those
did
are the
my
ones that
dice
we
go?
gave you.
It's on the table.
I don't even know what it does.
What do you mean it's on the table?
That's your strength 19.
Where did this come from?
Oh,
Where it
It's
was.
on the table.
I dropped it.
Are you sure?
On the table.
Who grabbed? Did you grab? You must have
How would
grabbed
I
it.
have grabbed it?
You must have grabbed it.
You have all 7 of them there?
Yeah, someone had to grab my dice. It was either Caleb.
How would I have grabbed it? I was sitting here the entire
You
time.
grabbed it with
Do
your
you have the
toe.
wand of magic missile or no?
There's no other explanation.
Do you have the wand of
Okay,
magic
whatever
missile or
you
no?
No.
Either that or this place is magic.
I don't think we bought that from him, did we?
The what?
The wand of magic missile. We didn't buy that from him, did we?
I don't think so.
Because that's a cheap one that'd be really worth
Because
it.
I would have given you it.
That's a cheap one that would have been good.
What
That's
does
it,
it
it's
do?
500 gold pieces and it just shoots a magic. What is it? 3 charges? I think it's 3
I'd
charges.
have to look it up.
It has 7 charges.
So okay, so we're definitely buying the removable rod, right?
Yep.
The second.
Yeah, and then what things has he completed that we can...
Just
The
the one.
Paladin. Oh, actually, while we've got him here, do we want to show him the statue of the hooded woman?
Sure.
So, well, actually, it's in our conversation, we would maybe mention to him that through our travels, we've been seeing a common figure pop up, and we don't know who this figure is. And we'll show him this little statuette that we got, and we'll say that we keep finding pictures or statues or images of this person, but we don't know.
Okay. He looks the statue over, again, doesn't do anything. He asks if you've checked it.
Yeah.
Is it?
No, not right.
No magical properties, okay. He says, I'm afraid I don't know who or what this might be, but you say you've seen more than just this representation. Well, sadly, my area of expertise is not in lore, but sure there's someone who might be able to help you. One of which you...
Oh, we already asked about the Tetra. I mean, we figured it out from Kavnor. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Ah, well. I'm afraid I won't be able to add anything to the lore of whatever or whoever this is beyond what Kavnor is able to.
So if we're buying the movable rod, 250. If we're buying the quiver, that's 1,000.
The movable rod's 500.
Okay, well then it's 1,250. Right?
Does that mean we're gonna have 3 movable rods, or is that
Two.
just the second one? I
Two.
thought we already had 2.
No, we have one.
Now we can do ladders, like climbing up.
So 1,250. Are we buying something else then?
What else is there?
Gale has a list in front of them.
Well, I remember there's some other stuff that worked.
We bought the cloak of protection, right? You have that?
Yeah, I
I
do.
think you have the cloak of protection. Right?
Yeah, it is. Right there. Look up protection.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
unless
don't know if
you...
we got it from a
if
place.
you-
We might have gotten it from a place.
If you want to include the holy symbol in this, you could pay for that. And
How much
you
was
can
the holy
deduct
symbol?
that 4,500.
Oh, that's right. We probably should do that.
Yeah, that's
What
fine.
was the holy symbol? Was a
4,500?
plus something to magic spells, or what was it?
It's a spell for right now.
Oh,
it's spell storing.
That's right.
Yeah,
you
that's
can
fine.
add-
We can give that to him.
How many
Give that
levels
to
of
him
spells was it? 5.
5 levels.
Yeah, that's good. We'll give him that money.
So 4,500 plus your 1,250 is where you're at right now. Then, if you're gonna pay early for that.
Yeah, we'll give him. 4,500.
Of course, we'll thank him for his efforts. We appreciate them greatly.
So
Gives
what's
you
a-
plus the discount, whatever that is?
10.
10%.
Oh, that's right. Is it- It's 10% off of this.
We already did that.
Yes.
We have-
Yeah. I'm not including
No,
the
but we-
percent off in
We
that.
told like a couple people.
Yeah,
we did the end thing.
What did you ask?
I didn't ask you anything.
Oh,
I think
okay.
I said something. I know, right?
So yeah, just over 4,000 for that one.
For the one item.
Oh, for the one, I was
Yeah.
like, no, total we're at
Yeah, not-
5,175. Okay. Which is, I'll have to work on this. We've got 2 pages of money.
Are we buying more than or?
What else is there?
The main thing would be whether or not we wanted to get the Amulet of Health, which could be good, or I think there was something
That's
else.
really all there is for right now. That would be that we can.
Well, there's other stuff too, aren't there?
We
Yeah,
could also
there is,
just
but-
give him another special order.
Well, you've got that on tap too for right now. He's already got arrows.
Which
on
how much
commission
was the
at
arrows?
It was per.
2,500 each.
Each arrow? That's a lot of money for an arrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good arrow. So
That was we said those would be like a once a day type arrows.
that did an elemental damage or something like that.
Well, that he can make them do any of the damage types.
So it would have been like in addition to the
In
so,
addition to the
yeah.
piercing.
maybe we just hold off for now.
I think we hold off for now.
Actually, I do think let's get the wand of magic missiles. I think that it's 500, so it's not that expensive, but it'd be very
Does it have
useful.
to
for,
attune them?
No.
No, it doesn't.
and but like for example, Nyx could use this, right? Just you have to be able to cast spells as well.
Is that how it works?
I don't.
And it'd be a good.
I don't think
additional-
it's not type
Use what?
determined.
The wand of
I
magic
think
missiles.
anybody can use it.
Yeah, for 500 gold, yeah, that's worth.
I think that's.
Yeah, and don't give it to me. I have plenty of other stuff.
I know exactly what I'm saying, but
Yeah,
you often it feels
So
like
you're-
sometimes
you're
you could
getting
do
that,
use a little
you're-
extra.
You're getting the wand of magic missiles.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, Tom, open up that left drawer.
Whoa.
Move
So
the
you
block
see a little. You
left
see a
to-
little 3D printed wand in there.
Oh, that's what that is.
What?
Yeah. That's the wand of magic missiles right there.
You're holding it the wrong way.
No, she's not.
Wait, you hold that way?
Oh,
That's
Where'd
the
you
handle.
get? That was.
Some guy. So there was a giveaway thing someone did on Twitter once, and you just had to, post and share or something like that. So I did it, and I won a 3D printed. And that looks like, if you look in the DM guide at the wand of magic missiles,
is what-
that's what it looks like. Yeah.
that's cool.
So he printed it.
Do you have the card though for her?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Cool. So she can see what
It's
it
spelling
actually.
on this.
You put it on that too.
Yeah.
We're done then? What's in the store?
For now.
So we'll thank him for his time. I don't know.
And
We're gonna go to
effort.
the herbalist shop.
Do we need to do that with the eggs anymore now that we know what we need to do? Just have it identified?
Yeah, but we still.
So it has 7 charges, looks like.
Does it break if you
If you use
get
all
a
of them,
chance?
then you have to roll d20
Yeah,
on one
okay.
hit. So we could use 6 charges. And each
Yeah.
one of them is a magic missile, so every one you use is another.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
And it doesn't take attunement.
No. So now you can actually do damage. But it guarantees a hit, so that's what's nice.
Can you expend more than 1 charge at a time?
Yes.
So you could expend 6 charges and basically cast a 6th level magic missile,
You could.
or no, 5th level.
I think it's one of those things where if you take it down, if you expend all its charges, there's a chance it's destroyed.
Right. So you don't.
So it has 7, but you can use 6.
Okay,
of these.
gotcha.
Regain 1d6 plus 1 expendable charge is daily at dawn.
Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, you can in action to expend 1 or more of its charges to cast a magic missile spell.
Does anyone have any more free things to hold the cards in at all?
I think we might be out of those sheets.
Are you sure? There's a ton of them.
Well, I think the last I knew is that you
I
had
thought
them,
you
but
used them all.
I don't.
Use them all?
Well, I don't know where they
Put more
are. If
cards
they're
Yeah, you used to do.
are they upstairs?
I think so.
Do you know where upstairs?
Well, we can look for them afterwards.
So we have 11,000 gold left still.
You have 11,000 left?
So okay, I said we had. That was when I gave that gold amount. That was our platinum. I didn't add up all of our gold. I guess we had more gold than I remember.
Oh, we're heading back to the magic
We had
shop.
7,000 gold pieces.
Oh, did you remember about the 100,000 gold we had too, or?
I forgot about that.
So how much do we
So I'm
left?
saying we have 828 platinum and we have 2,800 gold right now. That's after our purchases.
Okay.
That's if I did all the math right. So I'm hoping that.
Well, if anyone's gonna do it right, it's probably yours.
Right, so we're headed to the herbalist shop. Everything.
Don't care about that anymore.
What do we want to do the herbal shop?
We were thinking the eggs, but
yeah,
I think we just talked to.
We just have to
Gnome.
So let's go to the.
If we were doing
yeah.
the herbalist shop, that'd be for like the stuff to make our own potions. For Mr. Potion Maker over here who doesn't even know his own abilities.
right. I don't know.
Let's go to the end then.
Potion maker.
Nothing else we can really do around right now.
Huh?
I have an alchemist kit.
So you're going back to the Traveler's Way now?
To
We
like
got things to talk about too.
stable
Wash
our
up
horses and whatnot.
Yeah.
Probably put our horses away or something.
And talk some
Okay.
actual business.
Okay, so you make your way back. By this time, it's getting close. It's kind of in the lunch hour zone.
We probably are just stabling horses and then heading towards Cavnor.
Okay. Is that really what I want for
We're
the
not
episode?
scheduling another music session.
Absolutely
We're
not.
not.
I agree.
Listen,
Takes way too long for a little payoff.
Yeah, music sessions are just. We can assume that we did it, but we're not. I don't think it's worth role playing that every single time. That doesn't make it.
It's something different at least.
it was kind of fun.
No, I'm not saying it wasn't fun, but like, do we want to do that every time we're back in
The
town?
big
No.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
I don't-
course.
Yeah, I don't think that there's an expectation that you have to do that all the time or anything like that. So it's not really what
I don't think I was doing that big of shows. I would just play during the night
You know what we should
when
do?
like everyone's just
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
We should have Elizabeth use her message thing. Message him before we come back, the owner, and he start putting up posters about our return.
Because like important stuff can happen during events like that.
We haven't had any.
So
Yeah,
we're
people
gonna-
can give us money
Like
Or
famous people could come and
We're gonna become
want
famous.
us to do something.
We
for
already
them.
know all the famous people.
because we are the famous.
We are.
Yeah.
I already know the king.
Okay. Okay, so you make your way back to the Traveler's Way. As you approach it, you can hear some banging coming from somewhere. It seems like maybe from the roof, and you notice there's a ladder leaned up against the
We pull the
Check the
ladder.
No, this is like our best friend.
leaned up against.
It's not what's his name?
Gurn?
Gurn, yeah.
No, Gurn or
Wait,
what
is
was the other
Gurn
one?
back? Gurn's gotta be back.
Well,
by
we gotta
now.
ask Kavnor about him, but
At any rate,
He's
you,
like the
you
main
hear
character.
you hear this, like there's like hammering going on the roof, and you see this ladder lean up. You can't see it; it's kind of over. There's like a facade on the front where a sign is, up above the thing, and then the way the roof kind of spikes up and flattens out over somewhere up beyond your vision. Someone's up there
Throw a
hammering.
platinum coin up
If it
there.
was snowing, I'd ask him if
we
he
gotta
wants to
live with
pickaxe.
Don't throw anything up there.
Yes,
What's his name?
exactly.
I forget his name. What's the guy's name?
Frel.
Can I? I want to holler at Frel.
Okay.
Get his attention.
Okay. You
Yo,
just holler up
baby.
his name.
Yeah.
He's like,
Okay.
yo, Fro.
We yell it again.
Stops, and then all of a sudden you see a head peek over. Oh, hey!
I want to flick him up.
Does he even remember us?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
We give him tons of money every time he sees
You
us.
don't even
Wait, do
have
you have a platinum?
No.
Yeah, I do. I give one for your
He said,
back.
well, he's way up on top of the roof right now. He says, "Welcome back."
You have your own gold piece.
Yeah, you can give him gold.
No, I'm gonna give him a platinum.
Not our platinum. You give him your
Yeah.
own gold.
Fine, I flip him a
And
gold
Abel's gonna be happy to see you all.
He goes, yeah, you see us
piece.
too.
Thanks. I flip him a gold piece.
Okay. He watches it go up about halfway and fall back.
No,
to
I
Do you like bat it with your?
got high dexterity.
He stores it up there.
You flick
Okay.
it up right
Yeah.
and bat it with
You
your
flick it up there to him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He reaches out and catches it and looks at it. What's this for?
For being awesome.
Taking care of our inn.
Well, I just do my job. I don't take care of the inn. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
You can ask him to give it back.
Tucks it away.
You gotta take that away.
Alright, let me go in.
Okay.
Subtract it.
Welcome back. I'll see you around. I hope.
Yep. We say about him too.
You hear the hammering start up again shortly after that. Walking inside, you see that it has a crowd, not the evening crowd, but a lunch crowd. So there's quite a few people in there, and Abel is manning the counter and kind of running the place as always. And he sees you, and his face just lights up, and he says, "Welcome back. It's so good to see you. I'm glad you're back safely. Hopefully for
Couple
a
days. maybe.
while."
Unsure.
Even tonight.
Unsure.
We're like,
Day or two, probably.
Well, for however long you're back, welcome back. And he runs out and pulls the chairs out, and
We'll
we
tell him about the
have an
dog.
appointment. We can't stay long, so we're actually.
You know what would be funny? Is if we
We
went
probably,
to,
yeah,
we should go
probably
for
have
a-
well, you surely need a bite to eat.
Yeah, whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what would be funny if we
He
went to a
scuttles
different
back
end.
into the kitchen.
We'll tell him about the dog too. Like,
Instead
it's alright to have
of
the dog.
every-
When he comes back out, I'm eating the magic fruit.
Is
Just like
he fine
turns-
with the dog in here?
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. You're fine. You're fine. And he looks at it for a second. And says, strange looking animal, isn't it? Anyway, and he hustles off back to the kitchen and starts doing his thing.
So I imagine we have to pay up for some lunch.
That's
It's on
free.
the house.
That's free.
On the house, give me a break.
The
This guy's not giving
the
handouts.
rooms are.
What are they?
Well, no, I think the meals were included, if I remember right, in that arrangement that was set there. It's not going to set you back hardly anything anyway.
No, pieces?
You guys are loaded. So.
11,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, we don't even have enough to buy the wand
Yeah,
of
no,
the
I
War
think that was part of the inclusion of that, and now initially you were set up there by the palace, but now I don't know that he'd take your money unless you were tipping him. It's that's kind of the arrangement right now. So he's just you're good for business. So
We do need a name.
I'm not, but that's
Can I
fine.
check out the notice
Yeah.
board? Isn't there like a notice board in here?
there is.
Is there any new items on this today?
No, it's the same, basically the same minus. I can't remember what I gave
was
you
like-
before. If there's the bounties are still
Yeah,
there.
bounties, yeah.
They still apparently are wanting people to work in various places. Those job solicitations are still there, but nothing stands out as some new development or anything like that. It's kind of the run of the mill advertising.
What can we eat and head on out?
Okay. He brings your food out and says, expresses how glad he is to have you back, and he says, and I also didn't want to forget, this was left here for you in your absence.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
You're out of the group.
That's it. You're out of the herd.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's
Words.
a big one.
A lot of letters.
Says it's to I love.
That's right.
I feel bad.
No.
Uh-oh.
You
Does
did
Valia just start
that.
crying?
Oh.
No, someone came to visit me, but I wasn't there. That's sad.
Was it one of your
They're
people?
thanking me.
What was your guys' party name?
Myth stalkers.
Are we gonna be
You
the
mean
Myth
lame
Stalkers?
stalkers?
I'm gonna ask the owner. I was like, how much does this fine establishment cost you?
Gee, we're not buying the inn.
You might invest in it though.
Roll persuasion. No, I'm just kidding.
If anyone's gonna roll for charisma, it's gonna be me.
I have high charisma too. What are you talking about?
I have +4. What do you
I have +3.
have? You're trash.
And I have a proficient.
Everyone is basically, they're like split up now. They're not
The
together
Myth Stalkers.
anymore.
Oh,
That means
Yikes.
the name is no longer trademarked.
we're the only heroes in town now.
We're not this stock.
That means the
We're like clock
critical
stalkers.
perception is up for grabs.
You're the Stithmockers.
We could be the Time Stalkers.
If we need them, we can find
What do
them.
we do with time though?
the clock.
The Time Tunes.
Oh yeah.
I thought we were the beanstalkers, personally.
The Bean Stalkers. That's actually really good.
Okay, that's it.
It's not.
I mean, that's really the only reason we're going out, because we're just trying to find beans, so we don't really care about the time tunes. Just
You should do it, and then
Pull it
everybody
over in half
introduce
first.
yourselves to Edward. You'd be
You
like,
kinda
yeah,
pull it over.
we're the beansuckers.
I mean, I don't hate it.
Just call yourselves the Fellowship of the Beans and
Yeah,
be
there
done
you go.
with it.
Wasn't that like an actual movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it is.
VeggieTales one.
It's the VeggieTales.
That's what it's
Yeah.
called?
Yeah.
The Fellowship of the Beans?
Yeah, I think
We're
that sounds
beaners.
right.
Or like Lord of the Beans.
Oh, it's Lord
No,
of the
it's
Beans.
not.
It's Lord of the
Actually,
Beans.
yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh.
How much did he say though?
How much did it cost?
Yeah.
You ask him how
Yeah.
much it cost?
Yeah.
He says, oh, my goodness, that goes back a number of years. I wouldn't know. I had a partner to begin with. Now it's mine.
We could
It's been many years. How much did it cost? Well, that depends on how you want to count that, because I've put in much wealth every year pouring into it. It's not a one-time investment, I can assure you.
Who are we talking to right now?
The owner,
He's trying to
the owner of the.
get into stock or
We're
something
just
like that.
looking.
Listen, we don't need to play video game or fake world stock market.
You know what I just thought
Or
of? We should
businesses.
ask Drazel if he can make magic beans. We should
Yeah,
ask
if we
him.
go harvest the bean fields,
So we're
we
gonna
turn
talk
these
to
all in.
Cavnor.
Yeah, let's go to Cavnor and do something worthwhile.
I don't know these days.
While we discuss the Beanstalker's name.
Okay.
No.
the
Uh,
beanstalks.
you head up
Beanstalkers.
through Crown Crest. Guards recognizing you now, as always.
We wave hi to the
We do a
dude in the
hand- we do
clothing
a
shop.
secret handshake.
If I remember that guy's name, I have to look it up.
Got it.
Do I see Gurn or Reggie?
No.
Okay, let me know if I do.
You don't.
You find out they're dead.
They're dead.
No. The rest of the quest is avenging death.
Make your way to the palace. You are given access to the grounds, brought around to the courtyard, where sure enough, Cavnor is already there, sitting down by the fountain in this nice courtyard area, smoking on a long pipe.
Blowing ships.
Ship rings. Yeah.
We'll go up and sit down. Close to him.
Let's say hi.
Welcome, welcome. This is a much needed break for me from the usual business of the days. It's good to see you. Tell me what has transpired since we last spoke.
Of course, we will go through and
Google.
describe.
I'm trying to remember. So well, yeah, you're skipping way ahead. Like we got through the forest. We found this
Did we go to the
hollow
Hydra
tree. We
place?
found this hollow tree in the forest. That was in this like big clearing, if I remember correctly.
It was. Well, there was a clearing, but there were other trees around it.
Right.
Did we come back when we went to the Hydra place or whatever?
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
let's see what else happened. We dropped down this massive tunnel.
Minotaurs,
We almost found the Underdark.
giant skeletons,
Tons of undead creatures.
Stop.
secret door we couldn't find for
Can we-
ages.
Ask him if he noticed, because we sent that message. Did he notice the guy enter the city?
Golden spirit.
Ghost.
Apparition.
Oh. Yeah, he says, yes. Well, I did get it. And, indeed, it arrived in the daytime, which was fortunate. Probably less noticeable, however. It was noticed by at least one that I would just as soon had not noticed.
The plot thickens. Gurn.
Gurn is now
Gurn joins your parties.
the
Do we need
boss.
to take care of somebody?
Sadly,
Oh,
no.
this leads right into your Assassinville.
Yeah. No. You see, a delegation from Zeldreth arrived a number of days ago.
From what?
The elves,
Is it
right?
your dad?
The elves.
I'll go elves.
Oh, it's your dad.
Jesus,
High
how
elves.
many dads
High
do you
elves
have?
from Zeldreth.
Oh. Oh no.
The envoy, Lanendir is his name. You might cross his path at some point if you're here long enough. He and I were out walking the grounds when, unfortunately, was the time of our friend's arrival. Happened to be facing in the wrong direction, or the right direction, if you consider it from his perspective. At any rate, a number of questions have been asked. I've done my best to deflect, but he was seen. And I have a feeling that we haven't heard the end of it.
How many people do we need to get rid of?
He chuckles and puffs on the pipe. Yes, no, that is not our solution.
I was only joking too.
Someone look at the statue.
Just kidding.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll mention that in the dungeon we found this statue of the Taèlios that we had described to him. Not that it adds anything, but I know that we had only been able to describe it via an image before, whereas now we have a physical.
He holds it and looks it over very closely. He's very interested in this, and may I hold on to this for a time?
Yes.
Yeah, and please keep us updated with any sort of insights or anything that you find with the statue.
Most assuredly. Most assuredly.
Just, were we gonna ask him with the eggs?
Yeah, we'll get there.
That's a secret so far.
We'll get there.
We're getting there.
Not very fast.
Yeah, but now we are.
I will personally ask him. I have an interest in learning more about like the art of locks and traps and stuff like that. And I know that he has
Contact.
he has contact with the person who we assume is a rogue, or of that sort. Just
Yep.
And I just asked him if he has any way that he could set up a meeting with us too.
Yes, I'm sure I could set up something with Reeve, if that's who you're referring to. You've seen a few people who are kind of seem
Was
to
this
be
the
like
female,
personal guards.
Or no,
male.
Was
This
it
is the person
was
who
it a
got
guy?
frozen,
Oh
right?
no, the Dragonborn was a female, right?
Yeah.
Correct, Shrisazi.
Yeah, that's right. I was thinking the wrong one.
Yep. There was a half-orc warrior, Thok,
Yeah.
who you've seen. And then...
Are there not enough letters in that name for you?
Like, stub your toe, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna
THOKK. And then Reeve Macy is the name you've heard of the
Was that a
third.
human?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright,
So yeah, Reeve, if we could set up a meeting.
he
that'd be
said
great.
yeah.
Could revisit.
Do we get
Yeah.
start with the eggs now?
Yep.
Alright.
Pour the eggs.
Yeah, we planted a magic bean.
And then we'll tell him that
Wait, maybe we should have planted the eggs.
something else happened that we came across these.
The most
magical,
important thing.
Yeah, right. The most important thing. And we came across these
This changes
magical
everything.
eggs, and we looked into them, but we don't have the ability to identify them and figure out what they are. We were wondering if you would be able to help us with that. And we'll show him these magic eggs that we found.
And tell him how they bean. Beans.
Does he know about the beans?
I don't know, but tell him about the beans and
Yeah,
how,
he does, 'cause
how
we
they
gave him
came to
one.
be.
You gave him fruit from one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right, yeah. We'll tell him then these came from a magic bean.
He kind of looks at and raises an eyebrow and looks at the eggs. And he says, "You guys and your beans." And he looks at it, and you can tell he does his own. He casts, if those of you who know, he's just detecting. He catches the magical aura, and you're asking him if he
can help us to identify what they are, because we don't know.
And
we
we
don't know
told
what
him
that
the
is.
magic shop owner told us we need to identify, like he's identifying on it.
I mean, he would know that.
Well, I've done stranger things, I guess, than identifying eggs. Give me a moment. And cast a spell, and kind of you see his eyes kind of glaze over for a second, and then he kind of comes back and says, "Well, there's nothing living in these, nor will there be. However,
Eat them.
they are edible. But I sense weal and woe from them.
Oh, they're another slip.
Is it like one or the other?
Yes, you take your chances, as it were.
I don't want to eat one.
Don't worry.
Does identify give you an idea of the type of effects, or is it just we have just no clue? It'll just be random something.
He says, you will... I can't determine with in exact arcane terms, but you will either experience boon or you will experience harm.
There we go. This is gonna be some bomb.
Alright, let's get to eating.
Be some bomb scrambled eggs.
So we just wait until we get blue fire so we can put the eggs over their fire. Is that what I'm hearing?
Let's just put them in the bag of holding for now.
Yeah, like that.
So they're not like are they fragile in the sense that like, or is the bag of holding gonna be fine?
Yeah, I
Think
don't
we-
think anything
You,
crazy.
I mean, so they are eggs, but they also have they're magical eggs. So chances are not quite as fragile as eggs in a carton, but
But the bag of holding
they are eggs.
Yeah, bag of
so-
holding though would be safe probably.
Yeah, I can do that. Put them in there.
We stash those. As far as discussing him, our plan is to not stick around for too long and head back to the next tomb.
Well, you probably need a couple days, don't you?
Right, I said we'd like to.
Yeah.
I mean,
We don't need to do each day in real time.
right.
Yeah.
So we can just kind of summarize what happens. But he tells you, just to give an update regarding this delegation from Silthris. Things have gone well, are going well. The king remains distracted.
Did we know about these or no? The high elves?
He mentioned it, and I think he mentioned it in a letter.
I'm just trying to remember.
It was a while.
He mentioned to you because he told you about the king having his mother's grave exhumed. He told you about that because there's been no indication of what would normally happen to a body after
Yeah, the other guy died.
the guard. No, yeah, but
Well, yeah, I know the one came back, but there was
Yeah.
the other.
whose name I can't remember right now, but one that you guys
Not
met up
Byrne.
with, and actually I think I have it written down. Hold on a second, because it's
Yes,
killing me that I don't remember this.
Wasn't he like the sergeant guy or something? He was like the one in charge.
These were the
Maybe
so
started with R?
these enemies or the ghosts or whatever down in this area that we found, right?
Yeah.
They killed them.
Essentially killed them, but they became
Cade Fairmont, Lieutenant Cade Fairmont.
Yeah, Fairmont.
Yeah, that guy was pretty good.
What did the king find out with his mom's grave? There's nothing
That
there.
the body was still not decaying.
His
Like,
yeah,
it
his
had been that way
body.
for-
So this Cade, this lieutenant's body, showed no signs of, rigor mortis and anything that would normally happen if one had died.
And the king's
Which
mom.
got the king's mind moving because the situation was so similar to what had happened with his mother many, many years before. And so he ordered her grave, which is within the palace grounds, to be dug up, and they found that she looks exactly as she did all those years back when she died. And so the king's mind has been very preoccupied with that. And the timing, Kavnor's assessment is that the timing of the delegation from Silthras was very unfortunate because while things are going okay from, again, that you're kind of in the politics of the kingdom right now because it's looking good for trade, and yet the relations, maybe that side of it isn't maybe as good as it could be because the king is so distracted from everything that's
I just
going
want
on.
a chance for us to be able to vote for the Republic.
Yes.
Okay. So I mean, over the next,
How many
as
rations
far
do we have
as
left?
needing us, we're not really needed in the city, so we're still free to just head back to the next area that we're looking.
Well, minus you talking with your guy and
Right,
like, training and
yeah.
stuff like that, and then once we're done, doesn't all approach him about
Do you know how much rations we have left?
the magical wizard things.
That's
Much rations?
you.
We bought a bunch. We bought
Well, we had
30
like
days
yeah.
I just
but
wish we had some money
we
to buy
used-
more rations.
We used like 16 days worth of it.
Yeah, you're almost spent on gold right now.
True.
So we need to probably buy some more.
Wow,
We have
so
enough for at least
I'm
another
gonna
year.
want to check up on these people in the letter.
We don't have enough. for
Okay.
the
I
trip
feel like that's
necessarily.
something my character would do, so I'm
Okay.
gonna do it.
All right.
At some point, not immediately.
No, it's fine. We'll hit all of these beats here. Anything else you want to talk with Kavnor about? He's obviously glad to see you. Glad to hear that you're heading back out. These, this is kind of his thing right now. These 12 elf lords, and that's where, if the king is distracted with his mother, Kavnor is distracted with this.
Right, which is why we're trying to hurry this, get these things.
I mean, I think for the most part, we can expect
We
to
still got
just
7 more.
to go out, find one, come back, drop off stuff. That way we're not carrying all this, and then head back out.
Should we get a little more rations?
Did we ever figure out what our little pet guy was?
We only have
Oh,
14.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you
I
said
was
that.
gonna-
I meant to do this. So while you're talking, one of the things that happens in that conversation is that Kavnor notices and takes note of this. And curious little creature, come, my friend. And this thing just kind of runs over and just hops right up into its lap and lays down like a dog laying down.
I think
in the lap.
he's the owner of it.
And he he's just petting it
The owner.
like you would a.
It is now.
And he asks, where did you find this?
By the Faith Forest.
In
He kind of started following us by the Faith
It
Forest.
took a while to earn its trust, but it just noticed it all the time over by the Faith Forest, and eventually we fed it, and eventually it stayed with us, and now it's just kind of become part of our party. But we don't know what it is.
Yes, well, not surprising at all that you would find it by the Fey Forest. This creature has Fey blood. It is derived from, I don't even know if they might still exist in the Fey realm, but this is kind of what is left over from a creature long forgotten, if not long gone. At any rate, they take a liking to people once in a while, though they're not encountered very often. You should consider yourself fortunate to have befriended this little fellow. Have you named him? He's petting.
Fluffy.
Fluffy, yeah.
Fluffy. Well, that's fitting, isn't it? Fluffy. Well, my good friend Fluffy, take good care of them, will you? And he looks up and it's just air.
But he doesn't know what it is.
He says, well, they've gone by different names. Most recently, I know them as Billy Bumblers. And yes, I totally ripped that off for this. 100% ripped it off. Created it for this world. Yeah. This is a creature that I totally ripped off from Stephen King's world of the Dark Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it is, and I have a stat sheet for it as well. So at this point,
Man, if only someone would have read the books.
Doesn't do anything.
well, it's
Yeah.
They are the gunslingers.
You can see magical stuff.
somewhere. I've kept it with me
Obviously,
every
the creature-
single session.
The creature can sense magic, obviously. Of some
Yeah, I
sort.
just said that.
Because it is magic.
I think you can sense
It's
this.
funny because I've left notes here. Will you hand me those scissors up there, please, Tom?
You'll be bumbler.
It's like the orange ones.
Well, you gotta grab a Hershey's Kiss.
Yeah.
They're probably hard as a rock right now.
Those are probably just like the
you
the
could build,
eggs.
you could build a
They're
dungeon.
probably
out
like
of
the eggs. It might hurt you or it might help you.
We can find out if it's hard as a
Don't you dare.
This, I blew it up for this page and it blurred a little bit. I can get a better copy of this, but for those,
Oh, you rock.
You-
Here.
yeah, for those about,
You'll either get a boon or a.
Yeah.
yeah, for real.
That's what I just said.
That is so rude.
But you don't. It's true though.
It's fine for me.
Yeah.
All right, your companion, the Billy Bumbler.
Oi.
Did either of you pick up on that? That's what it was.
You know, I think thinking back, like it. Yes, but no.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been long enough.
Little
it's
by
been long enough
little
since-
by little, I've tried to introduce different features of it.
I
Those-
can actually understand what we're saying.
When
What?
It can understand what we're
Common,
saying.
Elvish, and understands Sylvan.
Are you kidding me? We didn't even need to speak to it.
Well, it can't speak to us,
You
probably.
can't understand
You
it.
can't understand it.
I guess.
It has dark vision too, guys.
Wow. The most
That's just like
ability
you.
in the game.
Oh, I think we're good.
it
Some of us.
We think we're good too.
when
I
when
think
it
it
started
seemed-
speaking out loud is when I
It
thought you
seemed-
would figure out
It
what it
seemed
was.
familiar, but it's been long enough since I've read the books that I wasn't like thinking about that. So.
Yeah, it's
I
been
think
so
I
long for me
understand why it
too.
ran up to me that one time instead of to him.
Because
Because
it likes gnomes.
Yeah, you have more of a chance of befriending it if you're an elf, a half elf, human, or a gnome.
Yeah, that's how it likes me.
Those are like
You're a half elf.
So it has no chance
It's
of
like a human.
It has no chance of liking Throck.
Thok.
Thok,
Yeah.
sorry. Thok.
It says it can speak common and elven with very limited.
Consonant, response.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very limited.
Which is what we found out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to hold on to it, or do you want me to hold on to it?
Once you're done with it, I want to look at it.
So
It's not
Yes,
that
We're
much.
done then with our stuff.
what is its attack?
It's multi-attack, bite, and claws.
Yeah,
It's not a tank or anything
No,
like
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, its armor class is
Not like
12.
our dragon pet we're gonna get here at some point.
from these eggs.
We need to buy the dragon sword so you can miss the dragon again. That would be sick.
Yeah.
I'm done using the sword.
Its hit points are 7.
Yeah,
It
exactly
can,
like
make,
one
and it
shot.
can make 2 attack. It can do 2 attacks if it's defending its family or a humanoid it has befriended.
Wow, so it's only gonna do one for you.
Yeah. Hey, I talked to it first. I'm
So-
It
saying.
doesn't like you, though.
So
It does like me.
mechanically speaking, it considers all of you friendly, but it ends up kind of bonding with certain people over others, and that's what that
Sheesh.
befriend is.
So that'd
This
be
is
Nix,
kind of blurry.
myself, Valia, and Taèlios.
Oh, just I'm
Dude,
not
it's
an elf.
an
now,
elf. Dude,
apparently.
it speeds 40.
Well, you're a dark elf, isn't it?
It's faster than all of you guys, basically.
It's not faster than me.
What's your speed?
30?
It's faster than you.
Wait, I thought you said 30.
40.
40?
I can match its speed.
Alright,
You
so
can't.
so over the next couple of days, then I mean, I don't think there's anything else unless anyone has anything specific with Kavnar. Probably rest up, get ready for the
Dude, I'm no longer
mission.
the dumbest person in the group. It has 8 intelligence. Let's go!
Just barely.
And
You're smarter than a dog.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's 6
Only
strength.
someone with 9 intelligence would take that as a compliment.
And hopefully Kavnar can set up a meeting fairly quickly.
Who are to meet with?
Reeve.
We're not meeting.
I'm meeting with Reeve. Actually, wait, you still got to talk to Kavnar about your thing.
Yeah, but that can be done. You guys can leave and then I'll hang back and talk about it.
No, you can
Sounds
do
better
it.
than you.
Got secret stuff going on.
I'll be chilling at the end, talking it up with my boys.
Same here.
spin. So yeah, I think that's everything we wanted for that.
What does challenge mean? 1/8, 25 XP?
It's a challenge rating.
Yeah, that's that doesn't matter.
Can it evolve like a Pokemon?
Oh, that's so.
Come on.
Okay. All right. So the three of you have things that you want to do while in town.
Yep.
So you just want to stick around after everyone else takes off. Okay. Then let's start there with you. At the end of this meeting, you all take off, and Thaèndrys indicates that he wants to talk to Kavnor alone afterwards. So you guys take off and head
What's Sylvan?
back to the.
It's a language.
Back to the end.
Why need that?
For everybody else.
Well, the elves. Yeah, it's the elves.
Thought I spoke Elvish.
Sylvan is more of a.
Hey,
The
Barry.
Isles?
Yeah, it's kind of like a parent language. It's spoken a lot in Fey creatures will speak Sylvan.
So like its language, kind of.
Yeah, it understands that because of its Fey heritage.
Like if I could learn that language, talk to it.
But it can't talk, right? It
Can't.
can just barely.
Yeah, so no matter what, it can only speak in.
That's what I told
If it's
us.
actually speaking, it's just in broken. It's almost like a parrot, but a parrot can only repeat what it's heard. It can actually
There's one last thing I wanna
communicate to
guess.
some degree.
Fun.
But
So could we like teach it words?
yeah, probably.
Yeah, this thing speaking full.
Alright then.
Yeah, that would be nice. Like you tell it what to do.
We can already tell what to do.
Well, yeah. Again,
Like,
It-
you have
it-
to
it
use a
just can't
spell.
tell us.
it can
No, we-
understand you.
If we
In
can-
common, it
If you ask
sense
it,
in
should
common.
you ask if
and
it's seen
then-
any agons?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
It's like, if
You
can
would
talk
say
back.
Agon.
Yeah. Should we ask it? I mean, there was that one thing. Was it? Oh, that was towards
That
the
was
place though.
that was.
It might have though seen it fly away.
It's cathedral.
Okay, so
Okay.
So I just talked to him about, was brought up as a wizard and I'd be interested, tell him about fighting the Underdark when we were in the dungeon and just reminds me of what I was learning beforehand and I just wasn't getting it then, and so I'm interested in trying to learn a bit more now. If you would see.
okay. We'll just say for this he is willing, and he says he realizes you have time constraints, but could you come back tomorrow?
Yep.
Tomorrow morning, first thing, so he can kind of assess your abilities, what you learned, what you know, how he assesses that.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I
okay.
get it.
So remember that, and I want to jot that down too for my own notes because it helps me keep track of stuff.
That actually might hurt a little.
I think it would, yeah.
Still not very this.
Yeah.
The thing is pretty smart. Actually, it's wisdom and its charisma is really high.
It's a temple though, by some lost.
It had something to do with your mom.
No.
Got him. Your dad, his mom.
Okay, so that'll be the next day doing that. Let's go to you.
I can't remember exactly where it said it was at. I just want to go check on them.
Okay.
Pillars and rooms.
The
It's gonna be like the final sites down below. You get
copper
past it.
kobold,
That's what it
I
is.
guess.
Okay.
That place where they said they are.
Copper and cobalt?
Copper kobold.
The copper kobold.
That's not as good as our end, though.
I don't even know what kobolds are.
Okay.
Not real.
And are you just checking in? Are you going there alone? Are
Yeah.
you all? Okay. Okay. You catch them there, and They're glad to see you. They don't seem quite as forlorn as the tone of the letter. Some time has passed since then, so that was left. He just missed you when you guys left. So it was a couple of weeks back. But yeah, they ask how things. They ask about how you've been. And I actually don't remember the details of what I put in the letter.
Seems like a lot of people have left the group. There's only 2 people left.
Yeah, it's been a while since I did this, and I forgot to read it.
I wrote the letter,
More
never
like-
read the words.
I wrote it. It's been a while.
Flame
Been a
stalkers.
while. Okay.
Any updates on the people?
Wow, that was a great roll.
Okay.
Get that out of the way right now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. He says. He says. There's no word from Isabella. We don't know where she went. We don't know where Mizzle went. Talon, we see every now and then. He's still in the city, as far as I know, hanging out in Shadeborough at whatever tavern happens to be open at the time. Ivazda and I, well, we're still regrouping. We don't know what comes next. But, to tell you the truth, not being out in danger every day isn't so bad. And we might form a team again. Take care of some orcs, some goblins and the like, as we did before.
So they're doing alright.
Always need for that. We are. Talon, he's having a rough go of it, I think.
No.
And the others we still haven't heard from. But I'm glad you're well.
Higher level now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you seem to be doing all right. And it's just to give you an idea of the setting of this place. There's a bard playing some music there. It's kind of a
No,
No.
it's not as good.
no,
Except one day.
it's
Better.
just some afternoon music playing. There's not a lot of people are there right now. By the time you get there, it's kind of a different it's post lunch hour and all that. There's some people there, and a bard just kind of plucking away on a lyre or a lute, and scurrying about the place is a high countertop with a shelf all the way along the back side of it. You can see because the place is staffed by a couple of gnomes running around, and so it's a kind of a high energy place from the standpoint of the gnomes who are running it, but just kind of sitting off in a corner is where you found Kelwyn and Ivazda.
Probably leave. Say that. It's good to see them.
Okay, all right. They.
This is what I imagine other bards.
Exactly.
Have you ever seen those recorder fails?
Yes. Yeah. They wish you well, and as you leave, one of the gnomes hollers out, "Goodbye now. Come back again."
You need to go there.
Okay, no, but if it's a forest gnome, then it is, and if it's a rock.
I don't know what kind it is.
Well, you can describe them if you want. If you want to tell her who you saw there. So, okay. So they're doing okay. Still around, regrouping. Again, the party is scattered in one sense. They're still there, hanging out. That's just kind of where they've set up shop for now. And Talon is still in the city apparently. But that's what's going on with them. Farryn.
I won't be a thief.
The next day,
I want to steal stuff.
actually not the next day, later that kind of towards the dinner hour, you get notice in the pouch, and it informs you that Reeve is willing to meet with you in the morning in mid-morning, like at 10 o'clock.
By the way, I want to be helping the guy fix the roof.
Okay.
While I'm doing that, just I have nothing else to do. Just
Okay.
to do that. So
Okay.
I'll help him with that.
All right. He seems to enjoy the company. Is it okay? So we'll get there. In the afternoon, or are you talking about the next day?
The whole day.
Dude, you're probably pretty.
Helping with everything.
You need to
After
collapse the
lunch
roof.
and
You're probably,
whatever.
Yeah,
So-
and I'll go to the temple in the evening.
You roll like a
probably.
20, they
See
get a
that-
nail in it.
you're
just
gonna like
one
collapse
taps
the
it.
roof. You're probably my weight's 275 pounds, so you're probably around 275 pounds.
I got my armor. I'm not wearing my armor. and
Okay.
stuff.
That's probably
So-
besides the armor. I
Okay,
don't
so
wear
let's
armor.
bring it to the evening then, because you got that notification. Let's bring it kind of just roughly to the dinner hour right now. You've been working in the afternoon with him.
Whole morning, afternoon.
Well, you didn't get.
Well, I think he's talking about the next day.
Do you have any
Oh,
time?
next-
I'll help him in this day too.
Yeah, you're a little bit less.
Okay, well, you get back and there's still a few hours left of the day, so you help him during that time.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you can tell he's repairing the roof. He's putting down like new. It's not shingles as we know them, but more like shakes almost. You know, these wooden planks that, you know, and putting this kind of a pitch underneath them to seal things up, and just doing general roof repairs. Anything? So you jump in and help him. He's very thankful for that. Seems to enjoy your company. Anything in particular you want to talk to him about, or you're just helping?
Talking about life and stuff. That's all I'll talk to him about.
All right.
Recruit him to the group.
Talking about a coup to take over the.
Fought a wife the other day.
Yeah, he said. So if I bought this shop, would you still work here?
I'll tell him. I'll tell him some stories about my travels and stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Just all beans.
Beans, chapter 1.
Call me.
He takes great interest in that. So if there's anything, just the adventure.
the
of it.
beans?
The adventure. of it.
Yeah,
No,
no,
not
you
the
got-
beans.
you really-
Just the adventure of it.
Yeah, I want to talk about the elder and things about like
Tastes
the
great.
monsters and stuff.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, he seems to hang on your every word. You get the idea of you're talking to someone who has lived about the opposite life of what an adventurer would live, you know, just in terms of what he's seen versus what you've seen.
Just wait till he hears about Tom's dad.
I'm gonna give him a hydra tooth and the scale. Remember I collected those at one time?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him one of each. Like here, I'll tell him about the story about the hydra too.
Okay, he kind of holds them in his hand and his eyes bug out. Are you sure you want to give me these?
I have like a million of them in my pouch, so I don't need them.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Wait till I show everyone these. Can I show them?
I don't care.
Right. He takes them and he tucks them away in a pouch on his side and keeps hammering away and
You know this dude used to be an adventurer.
asks about
He's level 20, level 20
asks
adventurer.
about any other, you know, he's just eager to hear any stories. Dinner. Anything the rest of this day that anyone is wanting to attend to?
I'll be playing music.
No.
You're gonna play that night?
Yeah.
Okay. As you're playing, Cyril Swan comes in.
Don't mess up.
Is this Music Man? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do I have music for this? We should.
What?
Make your own music. Make your own
Yeah.
song.
My lyre broke, so I can't.
Well,
No, you just broke a string.
Yeah, you need to fix it. How'd you break it?
She rolled a 1, I think, if I remember right, in one of the performances. Yeah, that'll work.
Where are we, Persian now?
Yes! Yes, we
Are you
are.
doing a snake dance with your...
That I can use the flute this time instead of the lyre.
Wow.
I'm a belly dancer too.
Yeah, that'll work. Okay, fine. Give me a performance check and see how
It's
you,
like because
how
your
you
character doesn't
do.
wear a shirt.
What if you roll like a 1?
I mean, he
I'll
doesn't.
use the spell that gives her the
Sure.
double. That gives her advantage on performance checks.
Okay.
Critical performance.
27!
27. Wow. Okay, well, you play the heck out of that.
Why do you roll
flute.
20s only on your music?
Whatever the bad one, yeah. It's just something
Listen,
doesn't matter.
It's my passion.
It's
okay?
20 on that, and it's always like max numbers on these dice. Anytime we go to damage with any of them, it's like, yeah, I got 2 1s and a 3.
Yeah. So you get done, and the crowd that's there applauds, and you can roll each coin die.
You want me to roll this one too?
Yeah, you can roll it.
Platinum?
It's
Oh,
evening. Yeah. It's evening. You can roll it.
Woo! There's the 4.
4. That's good. 4 platinum, 6 gold.
7 silver, 9.
You notice that 2 of those platinum came from Cyril himself as he tosses them in and approaches the stage afterwards.
Dude, what person at an inn is giving out platinum to
Cereal, obviously.
Grit.
Cereal.
Well, here's the thing. That night is a pretty good crowd,
High elves.
and you can tell that word got around that you guys are there. And in fact, it's confirmed when Cyril approaches and tells you that Abel had sent word that you had returned.
Wow.
And so he knew to come in because he knew you were there. So
we're a price. Like, you gotta pay us.
Yeah. Pay us to
Yeah.
watch our
What
performance.
if we start stay here for free?
Schedule a concert.
Yeah, that was max on
Well,
gold
3
and
platinum each to
yeah.
get in.
In fact, I'm not.
That was max gold and platinum.
That's
And
what
almost
matters.
max silver.
Like, who cares about silver and copper,
Roll
really?
the
That's not
20
that-
performance, and then like max. I was like the perfect.
Only on the music.
that's
Yeah.
right. Critical music.
That's our new.
That's our
Critical
that's our
Critical,
name.
critical performance.
Critical beanstalk.
Okay, so anything? Yeah, he's curious about Nyx. He's curious about how things have been, but not like overly so. He's only peripherally aware of that you guys are here, and then you go out and you do stuff. He understands in general the life of adventurers. So anything conversationally you want to touch on with him at all? That's fine. He's just glad to be there and to listen and to sit and.
And if anyone asks about our travels, we always make sure to throw in stuff about the magical items we got from the store and how.
Yeah.
Remember the magic rope we used to get down to the dungeon? We wouldn't have been able to get down there without it. We got it from.
Very
We
good.
got it from the store.
Fulfilling your.
Oh yeah.
Your obligation. Very good. Very good. You said. Did you say you were going to the Platinum Sanctuary?
Yeah, let's go there for the end of the night.
Okay. Anything in particular? Or?
No, just
Sounds like a
go there
dungeon.
and pray or
You've
whatever.
entered the Platinum Sanctuary.
Okay, you go there and
It's like a
you
World of
see
Warcraft.
a couple familiar faces, including that Sural.
Is that guy who
Cyril.
died and he came back there?
No, he's not there. He, in fact, no word. Actually, if you would have asked about him, last you knew about him, he was at his home
Yeah,
and doing well and would be returning to his station soon, but that's at the palace. So, and that's been a couple of weeks back. So, you all would assume that he has returned by now, even if you didn't ask about him specifically. The boy names, I'm trying to remember. I think it was, let me see here. So the one that you're talking about is Tessarian. He's the one who died in that battle, and then was taken to the temple and brought back. The priest of the temple, I don't know if I have that here, but I think his name was Turzin. I think that's Turzin Kasari.
That's on there.
Yeah. There's enough syllables in there that it could be definitely.
Yeah, it could definitely be something like that. Yeah, I think that's right. We'll go with that anyway. So he's there, and Sural is the woman that that you met and saw there a couple of times. She's a half elf. She's a half elf woman with kind of long, almost silvery blonde hair. She was present the night that Tessarian was brought in, and she's been there at least once, maybe twice, when you've been there. Again, just tending to things. How's it going there?
I just had to push myself back and get back.
And if you want to have any particular conversation, that's fine. But that's what you see there. Okay. Very good. Anything else for that day? This is still the day that you returned. Nope. Okay. Then the next day, we have 2 meetings that need to take place, and let's start with you and Cavnor. So, what he in this meeting, he asks you a lot of questions about. This is all the wrong music for this. Sorry, just
Yeah, this is way too happy. I need something really dramatic.
So
That's better.
that'll work.
I need something edgy for my
Yeah.
character.
He asks you about the training that you did have. He asks you about the kinds of things you were learning, about the methodology. He's really interested in. You get the sense that he could sit and talk and just listen to your descriptions of the place and the people and everything. But he keeps himself from getting sidetracked down that road. But you get the sense of a conversation for another time, maybe. But so he listens to the stories from your training, from the education, the classes, the practical stuff that you were working on. Very interested in the story of how what wasn't coming to you through study and reading and memorization came to you instinctively on an occasion where it kind of just started for you. And he proposes, asks, since then, have you gone back to try the methods from before?
I'm not.
Okay. So he says, well, let's try something. Let's just try. And so he presents to you a scroll. And on that scroll is a spell, a low-level spell. And he says, and he instructs you, and he gives you, he tells you a way to think about the spell as you read it, to embrace the instinct that has come to work for you, but in your mind, marry that instinct to the words that you see. And try to use it almost as, how you can memorize things by using devices, whether it's a shape or an acronym or something like that. Use it as a mnemonic device, the instinct that you do have, whether it's that spell or not, and just focus on it as though it is something you're going to have by instinct, but use that almost as a tool to embed it within your mind as you're studying it. And you do that, and at first it doesn't seem any different from before when you were studying it, and it just wasn't connecting, and it wasn't staying put in your mind where you would have the recall. This time, however, it does. And you know it's going to take practice, and you know that it's going to take study, and you know they're going to have to start spending some time reading and rereading and all of that, but you spend the morning with him. And through that, and that wouldn't normally be enough, but because of all the training that is brought back in this moment of recall, it's as though you've just experienced all that training from before in these 4 hours, and by noon, you're able to do what you couldn't do before through his tutelage, and that he kind of draws it out of you with this methodology and kind of bring the two things together. Don't think about it as either or. Bring them together. And that way, once you've brought them together, then you can treat them separately. And that's what you're now able to do. You're able to deal with the ones with the spells of learning and memorization, and you're able to deal with the spells of instinct, and you've brought them together, and having done so, you're also able now to have mastery and separate them and keep them, hold them in that way. So, Wizard level 1 achieved. And you...
I don't think it's going to be quite so.
Yeah. You are brought around. You two are. It's at the palace where you're to meet, but he takes you out around back behind the palace, and just beats the
takes
tar
out-
out of you.
This is how murder
Takes
starts.
you out back at you.
It's well lit. It's a court. It's a large, grassy area.
Takes you out back, puts you at your
It's a
movie.
grassy knoll. But do you have the? So you have the thieves' tools. That
I would
you
have
love.
grabbed them from you.
Okay, so you have them.
Yeah, I'll
okay.
give it to him.
Okay. So he asks you if you have them, and he says he asks to see them, and he looks them over, and he says, "Yes, well, these are garbage.
I chuck them by.
I don't know where you got these, but they're no good. They're no good for this. Why is it that you want to learn this, by the way?"
I guess I'll ask him, is he familiar with what our group is doing? Or how much does he know?
I know more than you might think.
So I'll tell him that in our travels we run into many types of traps and guarded chests and guarded rooms, and no one in our group really seems to have the knowledge to be able to take care of these things, and it's caused us some harm. And so basically the intention is to try to learn this skill so that we can hopefully, with the rest, knowing that there's a lot more of this in our future, and hopefully prevent some of that and maybe be able to acquire things that, or open areas that we couldn't get to because we couldn't find them.
Okay. He says, "Well, that's very noble. Very noble. You do realize that at some point with these particular skills, sometimes nobility stops."
Obviously.
Obviously.
That's the plan.
Yeah. You followed right.
Well, being aware as I am of what you're doing and understanding the stakes that can be in play, I will teach you what I can in the time that we have, which isn't a lot. How soon are you leaving?
I'm guessing within like 2 or 3 days. So I guess for starters, what I would like is just to be able to have a brief introduction to these tools, maybe have some practice using them. Potentially also maybe practice looking for hidden traps, that type of thing. I guess I don't know what else you would train them. That type of general.
Well, there's a when you're doing this, when you're looking for traps, when you're trying to disarm traps, when you're trying to pick locks of treasure chests without setting off traps, you're drawing on a whole set of skills that really need to come into play, and there are many of the same skills that you would use to disarm a trap. Some of those same skills have overlap with picking a pocket, believe it or not. So I need to teach you more than just disarming a trap. But this we can do. I can get you started. But it may be the case that you need to come find me. In fact, it probably is the case that you need to come find me whenever you're able to return to the city. Let me know what the needs are of the day, what you ran into, what kinds of things I might help you with. But I think 2 days should be enough to get you started, at least, on the road. Understanding there's probably going to need to be more. And so what he does is he takes you completely away from the palace grounds, and you walk through the city, and he takes you to a place down an alley in Shadeborough, and he takes you through a doorway into a small, shop, yes, but there doesn't seem to be anything for sale in there. But what there are cabinets and chests and doors and you quickly can tell that this is it's like a training ground, you know, as opposed to going to a place where there's like dummies for striking with wooden weapons or whatever like that and training for combat. This is a space that's devoted for training to the skills of a rogue. And in that room, you spend a good chunk of your day, and he starts to train you on how to use these tools and how to identify traps and how to think about when you encounter a tripwire, when you encounter some other sort of trap that maybe...
Obviously, yeah, we've run into a few different traps, so I can kind of tell him which ones we've run
Yeah,
into.
with spring, you know, where there's a spring, where something will be tripped if you stick in a key, or if something will be tripped if you try to pick a lock without the key, or whatever. He runs through these, and what he does is he gets you to think about mechanisms, and he gets you to think about the mechanics of traps. And if this, then what? You know, is it enough to, can you just cut a tripwire? If you do, what's going to happen? What will the release of that tension do? And so he starts to train you to think about those types of, almost as though he's training an engineer or something like that. And so all of a sudden you start to think about over this day, and it's over the next day too.
Yeah.
And whether we need to do anything with that
So I
day.
need to make a roll.
But that day,
Yeah,
between
roll some
that day
speed.
and the following day, you gain the knowledge necessary to have a rudimentary idea of how to use Thieves' tools. Now, narratively, what's happening with that? Do you get to pick your expertise already?
Technically, yes, but for story-wise, it wouldn't really make sense. It might make sense just to have like the proficiency with thieves' tools, or at least to be able to use them, and then maybe the because I'm going to take investigation as like the skill that I know or that I'm learning from that. So that would be kind of through the training.
Narratively, then we'll just say you take to this in a way that like you're a natural with it, and it's fine. I don't want to penalize you guys when you multi-class. Let's deal with it. Let's just narratively deal with it and say that you're a bit of a paragon with it. You just really take to it, and it makes sense to you, almost as though you are an engineer, and it just kind of clicks. No pun intended. And you get it. You can see the mechanisms. You can understand what's happening in the parts of a trap that you can't see, and all of that. And not only that, but the manipulation of the tools comes naturally to you. And when he's done training you over those 2 days and how to use them, you have those skills necessary for your level 1 rogue. So, not touching that, but touching something else, just remember that you also have the ability, it doesn't have to be now, but you can learn a proficiency with some other tool because of the card.
Also, so, about that one.
Yeah, you don't have to do that one now. So that was on the day after you arrived, and then you also trained the following day, which, as you guys know, would be the 12th.
Does he want any payment for that?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
What a good guy.
Because, well, he doesn't require any payment of you. If you want to do something, that's up to you. But his proximity to the king and to what's going on, you're dealing with someone who kind of knows the stakes involved right now.
I think we've covered anything.
He's one of the 3 guards. He's been present at some of the big meetings you've had.
Don't get mad.
One of the 9.
Oh, in that time too, does he? Because he said those tools were trash.
Oh, he gave you a set.
Okay.
He gave you a set.
Write it down.
I already wrote something down here.
And you can tell that their quality is much higher than the ones you bought from the.
The
other ones would have worked. But you're dealing with an expert who is like. Psh.
I'm keeping the other ones still then.
Mementos of the lost time.
That second day, by the way, just for timeline, is the day that the holy symbol is going to be finished as well. So, on that same day, you're able to pick that up.
I can store up to 5 levels of
Yes.
spells in it.
What?
So I can store 5 1 levels, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
And
one level
anything
5.
that adds up to 5.
Or you
Can
have
it be the
second
same spell?
Yes.
And you have second
Basically,
level?
all you're doing is you're basically like you're like casting the spell and then just storing it in it.
Yeah.
So basically,
You
you
just-
just you're like using a slot for the day.
How many
Cast it.
level 1 slots do you have?
Oh, me personally?
Yeah.
6.
Okay,
Oh,
so
well,
No, you have 3.
no.
How many level 1 spell slots can
How
you
many
cast
spells,
a
level
day?
1 spells can you cast in?
I think 4.
So you could cast 4 level 1 spells and store them all, and then
Right.
and then the next day do the 5th one.
Okay.
So that's where we are on that.
So with Identify, does it work the same for him? Because Identify you can cast it as a ritual. Can they do that too, or is that just?
I don't know if a paladin or a cleric. Well, they might be able to. I don't know. It has to say you can do it. Like I know
Does it
that
say next to it?
I know that there's like bards get that ability where
What?
they can cast
Next
as a
to what?
ritual.
Next to Identify, like does it say if
I don't
it's
have
a-
Identify.
or not Identify,
You
like
mean
detect magic. Sorry. Can you cast it as a ritual?
I can, yeah.
So that means I just realized that like you can just take 10 minutes and then it doesn't use a
Yeah.
spell slot.
So you don't
Yes.
need to use that.
I wasn't going to put that one in there.
I know. I was just curious because I know.
I know.
Once I get back to the end of the
Yeah.
evening, I'm going to take these tools that I got from Thaèndrys and just throw them on the ground in front of them and say, these are trash.
That mic is unmuted, isn't it?
Yep.
This whole time? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, it's because
Start
so
over.
for this distance now I see.
Again.
So this distance, I can't see the color very well.
It's
and
green.
when it's muted, it's still the bar still goes up, but it's gray.
It's green.
Yeah,
It's-
okay.
Basically red the whole time.
It was what I was seeing was green, but from here it looked gray. At any rate. Okay, so you're set with your new class. You're set with your new class. Was there something else?
You're not set with a better stick, but that's fine. We don't care
Oh,
about you.
I get nothing every time we come to this dumb town.
So-
Yeah, I think it's about time for some of us to get magical items since they're getting like all these stuff. Gotta place an order from
Guess
that
you
one
need a
dude.
dungeon hard.
Which arrow did I place first? I can't remember.
Arrows that cost 15,000.
So you got a
gold
quiver
pieces.
and arrows?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
And I get in trouble when I flip a gold piece to
For
the
real,
guy?
like, for real. We're paying for one arrow for 1,200.
What do you mean get in
Yeah, it's
trouble?
not
I didn't
worth
say
it.
anything to you.
Yeah, you told me to minus that out of my thing.
Yeah, because it's physically a gold piece. You gotta get rid of it somehow.
This doesn't even mean anything.
It doesn't.
He's got unlimited gold on his sheet.
what you told him was to do poison first and then necrotic.
Why did you do that? Oh my god.
Well, you can shoot him.
Just
It'll
kidding.
still do full damage.
Why did I say poison first? I'm trying to remember.
I think we should cancel one of
So
those
it
arrows.
doesn't
Cancel order 2 on arrow.
Were you-
How much these arrows cost me? I just want to know.
Let's just do one. Maybe we'll go back
Actually,
with the
you don't
money.
want to know.
Can I know how much these arrows
2,500.
cost? 2,500 for one arrow?
This guy's
Yeah,
thinking
like-
it's everything.
I
This
just
guy.
want to stop there for a second. How unworth that is? Like, we can get one arrow, but
Yeah.
let's, like, make something else that's actually, like...
It's
You already have the
One
Bane
time
arrow.
use.
You already have the
Well,
Bane
cancel
arrow.
one of the arrows since we're gonna go pick that item up and he hasn't started on that one yet. I would say I kind of actually want necrotic first, maybe.
You only
He
get
already
one.
made it.
No, he hasn't. He just finished yours. So
He
now
made the
he's-
poison arrow first, though.
No.
I
He's-
told him to
those
make
were the
yours first.
instructions.
Oh.
I
He's
told him
not.
to make
He's
yours
not.
first.
He's not able to start on those until he finished the one for you.
He made the quiver, that's what it was. I
Why
thought
are
that
you
was the
complaining?
arrow.
Because you got your item first.
That's
I
fine.
sacrificed a chance that I had to have an
Yeah,
arrow.
you got a quiver, though. Let's make something else.
What does the quiver do for me? Physically, like what does it do?
Well, arrow.
In the game, nothing.
So why did
Then
you make
why'd
it?
you do it?
That's not the right thing to say right now. Spent tons of money.
And that's where the party parted
Here,
ways.
this is all I'm saying, like, statistically, okay? You have an arrow, you shoot it
Statistically.
once, one day. You have a sword, you can use it multiple times
Actually,
a day.
what does the quiver do?
Which does more damage?
What does
The
it
It's
do?
a
sword.
hold. It's like it's a bag of holding for arrows.
I'm not
So
saying
you
the
can just,
arrow
like,
isn't
He can
fine.
think about whatever
I'm
arrow
saying
is, like, automatically.
For the money it costs
That's
to make
stupid,
it,
you
are
don't
we
even just
actually
hold
going
it.
to get the money out
Does
of
the
it?
quiver also have the arrows reappear in it, or no?
No.
That's why
I
do
was
you
like, that would've
spend
been
money?
really
Now
nice.
I think about it, that's the most useless item we ever spent money on. We wasted how much was it?
Well, I think it was because as he's accumulating these arrows, he wanted to be able to fit them in one quiver and just be able to reach in
Well, don't
and,
he already
and
kind
know
of
in
have
his
one?
mind which one he was
Well,
reaching.
but-
And just
and
like
that's
a bug
fine.
hole.
It makes more
The
sense
quiver is fine.
mechanically.
Okay,
for
we're
the
not going
game
for
than just
mechanically.
having all of these arrows.
No,
and you're
here's
just
the
like,
thing.
oh, I automatically always pull the arrow
Yeah,
I
here's what I'm
want.
saying.
It always
you
worked
do.
for Link.
The quiver is fine, and we can make an arrow, whatever. But I'm saying 2,500 is a lot of money for a single arrow. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, you
It's pretty
could,
good for me.
Hey, it's 40,000 for a one that gives me a +3. So
So for right now, you just need. Do you want to turn him loose on making an arrow, or
Yes.
do you not?
Yes.
Both.
But
Both.
what are the
We can,
damage
make
types
a, we
again?
can make a thing.
Was there a radiant in there too, or no?
I already
You
have.
can make one.
You already have your.
you already have the one that
Yeah.
does good on
I'm dead.
dead.
Yeah, I don't think you need both.
Can I have a
we'll
radiant
get rid
staff?
of both.
The glue.
How much is it staff?
the
For him to-
radiancy.
Or did we already talk about this? It's not possible.
Everybody gets their own
No,
magic
it's
item.
possible.
I bet that'd be expensive.
I want a +3 plate mail.
Does everyone
armor.
think necrotic
That'd
is
be
a good
buku
damage type?
bucks.
I don't know. Because you can kind of do your own like damage types.
I do want to know what a
The real-
quarterstaff
The real
means.
question is, how much is a +3 weapon cost?
Very much.
Let's
It's
just say
like
necrotic.
40,000.
Let's do necrotic.
Is it ashy?
For the one that gives me a +3.
And cancel
that's
the
not like
poison.
a
Well,
sword.
that's not a. Yeah, I'm talking about a sword and
That's
stuff like
probably
that.
the
How
one.
much is like? How much is
Cancel
like?
the poison arrow.
I can't listen to
Don't
everyone
listen to
at
them.
once.
How much is like a weapon?
This is what we're talking about.
Just we're dealing with the arrows right now.
Cancel the poison, and let's have him work on the necrotic, and I'll tell him that just for the sake of the party, we can't afford to do all of these items just for one person. So I'm going to do only the arrow. Only the one.
How noble of you, Steve.
Dude, the person was
We
saying
just spent 4,500 on the paladins thing. Like,
you spent
That's, like, crazy
3,000
too.
on your
But I
arrow
mean, that's
thing
like
already.
for like health and stuff. I'll tell you guys.
This kind of bickering is the glue that will hold a party together.
Yes.
I just want to say.
You know that guy who was saying that you eventually like turn ways from being noble? Right now, that's what's happening.
So what stuff do you want to make then?
So the necrotic arrow is the
Yeah.
is the next item.
So that's what he's supposed to work on next.
But let's give them like 1 or 2 more items on the docket, so you can do 2.
Is the sovereign glue really 50,000 gold?
What is it even that good?
Are we doing quarterstaff or what are we doing here?
What quarterstaff?
Order staff.
Oh, that.
Can we have like a
What's your
monk?
quarterstaff?
What's a
+1
creative idea that would be good?
Can we do like a key storage ring?
arrow? Key ring.
A key ring. That's what you need.
It's our bag of holding.
Magic key
Yeah.
ring.
No, not keys. Like your key.
Yeah, we
Like
know.
Yeah, key.
Oh,
Your ability.
Key.
Can I
Key
store
points.
up key in something?
Key points?
That's like I don't, the equivalent of that would be storing up spell slots. I think.
Which is like a spell slot ring kind of.
Do you think we can we get a sort of melee attack storing?
When you attack it multiple times.
Hey, I have an idea. You
I'm
get,
gonna store 30 attacks in the store, so when I hit one time,
That'd be awesome.
that would be pretty cool.
I think that's about what a key storing would be like. Yeah. Because don't you have to hit? Or no, you don't have to hit for it. But
What if we asked if you can make another?
It's kind of like sorcery points. It'd be like storing sorcery points.
What if we asked if you can make another
That
of
would-
like this
It's
secret
probably not possible.
trap finder,
Secret trap finder?
like another of the secret room thing?
A second secret
Because
one.
I mean, when you use it, it's just something that you have inherently in you, and it gets manifest through an ability.
Yeah, it's not really.
You know, it's not.
Yeah, I don't-
Magic is something that can be cast on or in something else.
no, we need to get that the wand or the ring of like the star power. whatever that
Yeah,
one is.
the rings. I do want the
What?
rings.
How much does it cost?
40,000.
What does it do?
Like everything.
There's a bunch of different. And it has like charges stored in it, so you can do a couple different spells.
It's some really good spells.
One of them is pretty.
High level spells.
One of them is you can like place this electric orb and then move it around, and then you can have get to him one, and then every time you move it, when it comes next to a creature, you can do like 4d10 of damage to it.
I think we should save up our money.
Yeah.
I don't think we really need anything.
Well, yeah. How are we
more,
supposed to buy a
so-
war elephant if we don't
Here's
have
a
any money?
question.
Yeah.
How much does Steven's like cloak thing cost? Can I just curious? Because eventually
We
that
didn't buy
could be
it.
nice. Yeah, no, but I'm saying we could ask him.
That one's better for you though.
You can't have two cloaks on.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Oh.
I'm curious how much that one costs.
But I'm saying the clip you have on is better for
He
you.
just wants to know
It's
how much
actually
it costs.
worse. But I'm asking how much it costs. Steven, I'm not
I don't
selling
think
it.
it would
It
be worse.
How much what?
You see the cloak that I
yeah,
have.
the cloak that
To
he
make,
has. How
to
much?
make a manta ray
yeah.
cloak. Or what is it?
It's,
Not,
it's like the
or
cloak
the
displacer.
displacer.
Displacer beast cloak or whatever he's got.
Oh.
I think that's like a 5,000 gold piece item or something like that.
I mean, I'd have to look it up. I don't know, but he will. I mean, if you're asking him,
No, I'm just curious how much it costs.
I'd have to do a
Okay,
little
that's
checking
fine.
on that.
But technically, even no.
But I will tell you that to make one, you'd first have to have the height of a displacer beast.
What does that mean?
I mean, we have to kill a displacer beast and take his height.
Great.
That's what it means.
Which we don't have.
That's not one down.
Okay, we should.
All
So-
right, let's start traveling.
The arrow next.
Okay, that's fine. So you can commission that. So that's what he'll be working on as you leave. So that was your. Just for your info, you arrived on the 10th. These meetings took place on the 11th for yours, and then the 12th for 11th and 12th for yours, all day. So that would bring us to the 13th. Do you intend to leave on that next day?
I think so, I am. Unless someone else has anything. These time tunes are kind of important, so we
We
don't
should
have
get
a
some
lot
more
of time to-
rations.
I guess the
I'm
only,
ready
the only
to
thing we
go.
didn't
That's
ask about
great.
is can we get another magical item that seems like it protects him from poison but doesn't? That's the only thing. I can find one more of those. I personally would be what I would like.
So like I said, we should
Protects you
get
from
some more
poisonous
rations.
gas, except it doesn't.
We need to get rations.
Oh yeah, better get
It's it'll be the ring of poisonous gas.
Okay.
It just constantly surrounds
Everybody
you.
deduct 1,000 gold for the rations.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. The rations, I don't think we actually need to buy them because we bought for 30 days
we
and then
used
we cooked,
16.
we cooked a bunch over the fire that one time.
Did you buy for 30 days? Is that what it was?
Yeah, and we
That's
cooked a
fine.
bunch over the fire.
Does your paladin have create food and water?
I sure do.
Caleb, that was after we came
Another
back.
4.
Caleb, that was after we came
So-
back, so we didn't have that food. We got it when we were going out to the Hydra place, so we would have had that cooked food.
I
So
can purify
no.
food.
So we would use,
I'm gonna
and
purify
we used
the water
16. So now we
There
have
you go.
14 days of
Okay, how much
rations.
time do you want to spend
Right
buying
here.
rations?
Just a quick
Create
second,
food and
just
water.
16 days of rations, and you get 30 again. There you go. You're back up to 30. That's simple. Like,
Simple.
It's done.
yeah.
Then get them and subtract them from your sheet.
I don't know
have
how
it
much it
yet.
costs.
How much do rations cost?
So much.
Just
It's
write them
10
down.
silver pieces for a week.
FYI, rations are not in the weapons list.
Really?
Yes, indeed.
That's a good.
So you need to also keep track of which spells are in your ring.
I already
So you
got
probably
them.
want a sheet.
I already got them.
Probably want a sheet.
Already got them.
So you can know it in your head.
How many days
I
are
wrote
you
it down.
buying?
We'll buy back
okay,
up
I'll
30.
find them.
Buy
I
back.
think we
No,
need
just
14.
They're 5 silver pieces each. So for 2 days worth, it's 1 gold.
That's not worth it. We're just gonna starve.
So if you want 2 weeks worth, that'd be 7 gold.
You said
Per
one,
person.
You said 1 week as a gold piece.
No, I said 2 days is a gold piece.
Oh.
Alright, so work with our sheet shield.
So if you want 2 weeks worth, deduct 7 gold.
Per person, right?
Yes.
I'm just gonna deduct it off of my
Yeah.
sheet. I don't want to do it.
That's why. I guess we're all deducting 7 gold pieces.
Yeah, I wrote it down on a piece of paper
What,
on mine.
really?
That way we have it.
He's not taking off ours, apparently. We had
Let's
deducted
see
from
here.
ours.
Yeah.
That-
Oh,
So I'd
David's
say
not
you've got a good plan having your rogue as your treasurer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, nothing's gonna go missing for sure.
Guys, we only have 3 gold left. I don't know where it all went.
Meanwhile, you have like every like 5 rings on each finger, like 30 necklaces.
I'm like the Mandarin, you know, got the 10 rings of power.
I mean, you got 10 rings of arrows, is what you're gonna have.
Okay, so are you setting off on that other day?
Did we establish is he actually proficient with whatever it is for making health potions, and is that something we can?
No, he
Yes.
actually
Yeah,
is.
he actually is.
If he's proficient with it, then he can do that.
We just have the herbs and
No,
whatnot.
I'm just I just want to like if we can talk to the herbalist. And
Yeah, you
see
might
what
wanna-
stuff you need for that.
Do what?
So
See what herbs you need to make
how to
health
make
potions.
potions. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you not want to
Not
do that?
actually do them. But.
Do we really need it?
Nah.
No.
No,
We-
but we might as well ask and see what we need. Then if it's something like we can identify them in the wild.
All right, we can do a quick thing. All right,
Just
just
do
do asking it. How to potion stuff. Yep.
Okay. So the short of it is,
What the heck?
roll?
You need, so you have the kit and you're proficient with it, and so that's good. What you need, besides the ingredients, are a place to brew, to do that. So out traveling isn't going to work for that. But if you had a place that was, and you have the kit that you need, the equipment. If you purchased the ingredients that you would need for it, which you could get there at that shop, then you would be able to make it. You would need to spend some time in the city.
What if we buy a
doing
house?
it?
I could do it in my room, I'm sure. So I need to know what ingredient. Can I find the ingredients on the road? Is this something I can collect while we're traveling?
Some, yeah. She sells some, and it's possible that you could find some. Not. You're probably not going to find it out.
I would probably also go with him because as a ranger, I would want to know which herbs we're looking for, and I can always look for those while we're out and about.
Well, if we can't find everything we need, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, you could.
Well, you could always
you can
get
find
some of
some,
it
but you can
buy
supplement with what you can't find, or if you don't find, then you can supplement. Excuse me. By picking them up in her shop, and anything you find drives down your cost of brewing them, which isn't a lot anyway, because even if the going rate for
50.
is 50, so it's not like it's a lot.
Medium.
You can so mechanically what we would do is your survival checks there'd be like a scale, and up here on the scale you would find a lot or all of what you need, and then it would reduce as you come down. Depending on how high the roll was.
50 GP for one potion.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it costs in
That's
that
for
shop.
2d4 plus 2.
So that's listed in the player's handbook, and the items you can buy. The standard healing potion is there for 50 gold pieces. So that's
Not like we can't go buy them.
We're
but
just
if-
kinda
if
looking
we have
for
like days in the
information.
city
We're not
where you're
trying
not
to
doing
look-
anything, you
Yeah.
can easily just be like, yeah,
Well,
I'll try to brew some potions.
So
tonight
I'm
and
telling you that you could find the ingredients for it. It's going to depend on location, and it's going to depend on your roll.
Yep.
But unless it's just a crappy roll, you'd probably find something useful. You just may not find everything you need on that check. So
We're
that's
gonna need what's
So I can
his face
start
to,
doing that now.
yeah.
we're gonna need what's his face
Just
to
remind me.
Yeah.
we want a bag of refrigeration.
Bag of food. All you need to do is put 9 blue gems in your little chest that follows you around, and wait for a full moon.
Okay.
Feed
So
the dog.
we put in the little dog, yeah.
There you go.
I've got a good survival check, so hopefully between two of us we can.
Alright, find some stuff.
Okay, so on that day that we were talking about is when you want to head out just the next day after these training sessions?
Yeah.
Okay, did we hit everything that we need for you two?
Yeah, I think we did.
Okay.
Alright. And the quest begins.
We're going straight south.
Yes.
Team?
That would be
Southwest.
Southwest.
Which way does the Worm River flow?
Down. South.
That's confusing because that's the music that I have set on the thing. So we'll do this one for travel instead.
Does it really?
Yeah, let's go south.
Wait, can I see the map?
You go straight
The
down.
map
this
is
way.
not
This
accurate.
is not accurate.
We just need to follow the river.
Oh,
Super inaccurate.
Enough about the map.
So what is it? We have 1, 2, 3.
That's 5. So 6 would be like.
Yeah,
over
so we're going literally straight south.
Yeah. So according to the map, then.
I mean, we could just go down
And
the
you all
river.
die.
Let's just follow the river.
We're
Most of the
straight
way.
We need like tornadoes
Follow
now.
the river, and then when it hits like this jut out, just
Yeah, Dad. How long did the rainy days last?
They are
About 4 days.
over.
Oh, that's too bad. I like the rain.
Yeah. So Yeah, I mean, if you wanna do another weather check, that's kind
Absolutely,
of
I would
Oh,
love
Lily
to.
wants to do
Oh,
Oh, Lily.
Which
yeah,
one's
okay.
Lily's another check. Here you go.
20, an 8, a 12, and a 4.
How many
That's
tornadoes can you create?
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Wait,
so
she rolled the half of everything. 2, 4, 10, 6.
yes, you did.
Okay.
Give me a
So
middle day.
She rolled half the max value of every single dice.
Yeah.
okay, so give me the 8.
Half of the max value.
4. Okay. So we'll go with that, and then give me the 20.
Half of the max value.
Oh, 10. 10.
Half of the max value. Half
Whatever
of
you're
the
gonna
max
ask,
value.
half of the max value.
Yeah, okay. Actually, okay, so that gives you the identical weather for what you rolled before.
It's raining again.
Mm-hmm.
It's drizzling.
Calm.
Are you
Calm.
kidding me?
Just kind of a drizzle.
We should
Would
take
you call it an Ed drizzle?
McDrizzle.
Yeah. Again, not always wet.
I
Just-
call it a Tetric
Or not always not always rainy, but just wet gray days. Okay.
Do I need to make surround checks to stay on the course, or do we just kind of direct south? Is pretty easy to hit.
We're following the river down, so I mean, I'm sure we can do that.
Well, the river winds, but it generally goes south. Yes.
And
So
hopefully he can keep an eye out with his mile-long vision to see any of these.
that's fine. Just go ahead and make a survival check with advantage if someone's helping you.
16.
I didn't realize that when I picked them, but all
21.
all three of those are ritual.
Oh, really? Okay.
Wait, your spells? Nice.
21.
21.
Okay. You setting out from the city, take off, and at first, straight south of the city, no problem.
Yeah.
And you get out on your way, and
Don't look at the map.
don't look at the map. It'll steer you wrong every time.
The river's actually on our left.
Yeah.
You get out away from the city, where the city is far enough behind you that you can't really see it anymore, and you're in, with the river off to your right, and just kind of the prairie, and all this grassland with the wild roses around them and all that, and you're looking up, and it's a break in the rain, but the clouds are still there, and you're able to determine your way south without the advantage of the sun's position in the sky and some of the things you would normally use on a clear day to do that. You're able to find your way south, but you notice something
Uh-oh.
in the clouds.
Uh-oh.
Dragon.
It's a dragon.
It's a giant. Sky giant.
What do I
It's a
notice?
fire giant.
There
That would make
seems to
sense.
be
Freaking tornado.
in the clouds a pattern that actually traces the path that you're on.
What?
It's one
Faint.
of the spokes of the wheel.
It's extremely faint.
What does that mean?
It means not only are you on the right path, but you can see the path in the clouds.
What if it's in the path is always in the clouds? Like whenever we go,
I mean, I haven't done it. We didn't do anything different there, did we?
roll better.
Have we had clouds before?
Now you know it, so now we can use it.
Alright, so we follow the
Follow the
clouds.
path.
Keep us on the path.
And keep in mind, I'm telling you individually what you see. What you do with that is up to you. But it's
Sounds like he ignores it.
Because he's a thief.
Guess
Doesn't
he'll be
care
lost
about us.
forever.
See the clouds. I'm like, that's an interesting line. Anyways. I guess I'll keep following it and maybe point it out to... Who's the cloud guy in the group? No, I'm just kidding.
I figure the elemental guy.
Maybe I'll just point out, like, have you ever seen clouds do this before? I'll point out this line.
I'm like, yeah, all the time.
Make,
On the right path.
Yeah, it's been
make
like
a
that.
perception check.
He says, yeah,
Really?
it's been like
Yeah,
that.
who do you say it to? Do you say it to everyone?
Taèlios.
Okay, make a
Why not
perception
everyone?
check.
Taèlios says, yeah, it's been
Well,
like
hold
that
on.
since we started.
Is that what you say? Have you ever seen clouds do this?
Yeah.
Okay, make a perception check.
Maybe it's so important. Okay, not bad.
21.
22. No,
21.
21.
Your response would be something like, "Do what?"
Can't you see it?
Oh yeah, I do see it. Did I roll again?
No, you don't see it.
You don't see what he's
No.
talking about.
Oh.
Have you just? You haven't
Like
even.
I said like
described
the line, like this, like the. You see the line?
No, I don't.
Maybe it was the card that.
Just kidding.
JK.
It's the quiver.
No.
Not the quiver.
Who knows?
The little statue. No, the dude took it. Never mind.
Wait.
So no one else sees it?
Have you?
You only said to him.
I know.
You only said it to him. You ignored the rest
Shut
of
up.
them.
No one else sees the thing. I only told one person about
I can't believe you guys don't see this when I haven't said a word about it.
Well, now I'm just gonna sound crazy if I say it.
Well, we already know you're crazy.
No one knows
We gotta find out.
I'll ask Thaèndrys.
Why don't we just go everybody?
I'll tell him I'm seeing like a line that kind of follows the general path that we're looking for.
I say, yeah, it's been like that.
But
Straight
Taèlios-
to
but
the
say,
time
but-
tube every time so far. Like,
Taèlios doesn't seem to notice it. I'll ask him if he sees it.
Make a perception check.
You need to roll low.
I definitely did not see it.
Roll a natural one.
That wasn't that one.
Okay.
Always roll ones with them.
Okay. That said,
I said
make let's see.
you just roll low.
Make a history check.
Dude, this is Josh's thing. You gotta roll low.
Is he a history guy?
That's a 9.
Okay. You don't see it, and you don't see it. Actually, you can make a history check too. Actually, hold on.
I am proficient in history.
Hold on. Actually, back up.
I don't see a line.
Back up. You can make history or arcana. I should have had you make an arcana check, not a history check.
I am proficient in history and arcana, both.
Okay, then pick your poison.
7. Well, that's insane.
That is cocked. That was on the line between 3 and 19, so that was a good one. That's a 21.
21.
For Arcana.
Okay. You recall, and your training, your studies are right now fresh in your mind because through Kavnor's training, you've had to recall all of those days and hours and years in training for something that never quite clicked. But all the study, all the training, and even though in the practical application you just weren't getting it, still you did the study. And you remember learning about something called ley lines, which were conduits of arcane magic that run throughout the world from different points to different points.
Different points of interest, other points of
Yeah, that kind of create the fabric of magic, or of arcana, of arcane magic. And it wasn't something, it was something that you learned about, but not something that people growing up where you grew up would witness too often.
Really?
It was possible, yeah. But it's not necessarily in...
It's not like it's just in the sky kind of thing. I think it was
Make a perception check.
19.
Okay. You look, and yeah, you don't see it, but what he's describing to you calls that memory to mind of ley lines that typically aren't visible, but sometimes they are seen. And no one knows exactly why, but they fluctuate. They ebb and they flow in terms of their strength, their visibility. But what you do see is you see the same pattern in the grass in front of you. You don't see it in the clouds, but you do see that. As now you're thinking about that, oh, that's probably what he's seeing, which surprises you that he's seeing that. But knowing that you're on this path and knowing that these seem to be very important places, it makes sense. And you look down, and what you don't see in the clouds, you do see in the way that it's almost like you just see this.
Like the wind is blowing through the grass, and it kind of just like you can.
It just
see
almost creates a herringbone where certain blades of grass are crossing and kind of forming. It's almost like one of those 3D pictures where you have to unfocus to see what's really there. And when you realize it's there, then you see it very clearly.
It's like all those hanging things in the sky, like or the hanging things,
So,
you like line them all up.
With that in mind, we have this path to go on. It looks like it goes generally south. Can we just speed up our travel a little bit and try to make some more headway this day? If we're kind of deducing that these are heading the same direction, we might be able to use these to quicken our speed.
Yeah, as long as you're able to pick it up and see that. And so.
Well, hold it. My guy's gonna ask, why are we picking it up? What's the reason? Now tell me it.
Well, okay. So you hear this conversation now. You've stopped and they're looking, and you hear what Thaèndrys describes to Farryn.
You don't know about magic.
And it's it's outside the realm of your expertise. So all that they're talking about seeing, at this point anyway, you do not see it, but they seem very clearly to see it. And mechanically speaking, you've got in classes, you've got wizard in some sense with you.
Yeah.
And you've got it now with you. And not to mention the tracking and that. So there's a reason why these two, just as getting outside the game and just us sitting around the table, there's a reason why that is.
Nature
So-
Paladin
Because
doesn't see
I
anything.
started off trying to learn wizard stuff. That's kind of my character's background.
And my nature paladin doesn't see anything.
Why did you just now pick it up?
You can roll.
Let me see this.
So not everybody. So anybody can roll for it, but understand that the DC for people with their backgrounds is different than the DC with people with a different.
You don't find it.
Oh, I might. How about an 18?
No, you don't see it.
What the
You need
freaking
a
heck?
30.
You have to roll like a 30 to see it.
Watch
That's impossible.
Exactly.
Just, I didn't say what the DC was.
Okay, so we're gonna try to speed up a little bit and try to make some more headway this day. Since we're kind of deducing that maybe we can follow this line for as long as.
I think also if there's like stuff on the horizon, if it's like, oh, there's a tree and we can line something up, you can easily like, that's our point and just head straight towards it, type of thing.
Okay.
And with mile vision here, we can.
Yep.
Have him keep an eye out in front of us.
Okay. Your first day, aside from all this conversation and discovery, the first day passes uneventfully, and you're able to make kind of the same headway on your way south that you did on the way back to Elestria from the previous one. I'm trying to figure out. I left myself a note somewhere, and right now I can't find it.
Don't try to figure it out.
Oh, I know where it is. Too many papers.
That's my roll for campfire there, by the way.
Just light a fire.
No, for watch. I figured we would go straight for watching.
I need to look for stuff to make potions. I guess I'm doing that all the time now.
Good. Another thing to roll for. I'm guessing it doesn't really make sense in like a meadow.
Yeah, there's herbs that grow everywhere, dude.
Not to mention the fact that this path will take you in kind of close proximity to the river. And,
Yeah,
so
watercress
there's a couple different ecosystems along the way.
So
That's
when
fine.
do you want me to go ahead and do that now?
Yeah, so this would be survival.
I would help him.
Survival, not nature.
No, survival is for finding.
Can I roll as well?
19.
I'm gonna also roll since I have a higher plus.
And you are worth the rolling.
I have a +4.
I'm plus 6. 9.
Okay.
19.
Okay, you find on that roll, you find, let's say, understanding that I have not kind of worked out a system for this right now in my head, but on that roll, you find 25% of the ingredients that you would need to make 3 health potions.
Good luck writing that down.
What the heck? 25% of 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think? You're going to find everything for a health potion? Just
I
in
thought
one
you
day?
had like a list of ingredients. Like this day I found this many grams of this ingredient or something like that.
Well, understand, there is no table for that. I'm having to make this up as we go along. So whatever it is, you found a percentage of ingredients that you would need whatever it is you found enough of it for 3 health potions. But it's not everything you need. Not yet.
Might need to roll higher to get some of the.
Okay, I wrote it down.
Okay.
We're good.
We're well on our way to 8 health.
Make a potion shop.
25%. But it's one ingredient that we found. There's probably 4
Well, let's just put it
ingredients.
this way. So don't focus on the number of ingredients needed. Focus on you're trying to get to 100%.
Yeah.
You got to 25%.
Okay.
I'm considering finding a quarter of the ingredients a pretty decent search.
Up 3 potions.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
That's like 75%.
It's like 75% of one, except that you need a lot more ingredients than that.
All right, first night.
I just don't know. Yeah. Who's let's go.
Next time you'll find
It'll work.
you'll find 15%.
First time you, first time me.
15% of the ingredients you need for 2.5 potions.
Okay. Camping that night.
First watch.
Just let this be for everything. Here.
I wrecked it.
12.
19.
Uneventful evening, if
Night.
not damp.
Well, we found a cave probably.
Or a tree.
That's
Playing
probably tree
around.
Okay. So the next day,
That was for everybody.
Survival check, or are we still good to follow the line?
let's see if you pick it up in the morning.
Anyone helping? Josh, are you helping me? Where are we going? Looking for the ley lines.
Sure. Yep.
I'm looking for waylines too.
That's a nat 1.
Here, I'm gonna roll for it.
You don't even see
I'm
it.
magical. What you can do?
14. 14.
I lost it.
Can I roll first? I can
You
use
can't
magic.
even see
I use
them.
magic too. Do I not?
You use radiant magic, but anybody can roll. But just
Isn't
understand,
this magic?
it's hard. It's
I mean, I get that.
Wizard stuff.
You don't use arcane magic. You use radiant magic.
21.
You use divine magic.
That's 21 that I rolled.
You don't see anything.
I wonder what happened for roll
14.
20. I
14.
guarantee
Yeah,
it was
yeah, vengeance paladin. I'm Oathbreaker. That's what I'm doing.
I'm the DM. You're gonna break the
Yeah.
fourth wall and you're gonna hunt the DM wherever you go.
But you haven't needed these to find your
Right.
targets before. It's not like you're lost without these. It's just you just happen to notice it.
Right, I'm saying can I pick it up again? With 14, that was my survival check. If not, we'll just go on with the regular survival check.
No, you didn't.
Didn't pick it up?
But
So I'll use, do I do a regular survival check to see?
no, you're able. That's good enough to keep going south.
Oh, okay.
I mean, all the same things that you would use before to stay on a trajectory, you're able to do still.
I'm using my
without
new
that.
lock-picking tools. So like,
You should
There you
ask
go.
the animal.
Oh, that's a good point.
Well,
It probably could maybe still see it though if it was.
does this get us down to the forest in 2 days?
Yeah.
No anything interesting on the way? So we're looking back into the forest for probably the next place as well? Or at least that's our thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have an uneventful day of travel,
Oh,
and you
that
get
lies.
there. Let me look at my distance here. You were traveling pretty rapidly, is that right?
The first day, because we saw the ley line.
Yeah. Okay. So about halfway, you get to the forest about midday on that second day of travel.
Alright.
Not bad.
So wait, why do I do this? I get the force is magical,
Yeah.
but the beast can sense magic. So what do we ask if it can sense the line?
When they can understand us, we can literally just ask
Yeah,
it.
so ask it if it can show us like follow the line,
Well, can we understand it? Oh wait,
Kind
yeah.
of. You can-
or one of you guys can say it because you guys know about it.
Well-
apparently.
I'll ask it then.
Well, I would probably be the one to describe it because I don't think
We
your
could
character
describe it
would
to
really
us,
know.
and then we could describe it to it.
It understands common.
Okay. It starts to sniff around on the ground, and then just kind of looks up, confused.
I just point that way.
You dumb animal.
Maybe you should point out. Point out maybe. There's two
Then I head
things.
into the forest.
How do you point out?
So that's we're all heading to the forest then.
Wait, what time of day is it?
Oh, wait.
Midday.
We're probably
Oh,
not
okay.
bringing our horses, right?
No, we're gonna tie them.
Are we
No, we're
bringing
gonna lead them.
We rode them in left
Yeah,
for
it
last
does-
time.
It doesn't matter because forest is like my favorite terrain, so we can basically just travel as regular in forest.
So why did we do that last time?
This is what we did
Yeah,
last
you
time.
did on the way to the 5th one. That's
Yeah,
what
we
you
did
did.
this.
Oh, I
last
thought
time.
we rode them all the way to the thing.
Well, yeah, no, you did. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm
right?
saying. Because
Because
I'm
I
a
was
ranger, we can do this.
I was gonna slow you guys down, but then he pointed out that he's got favored terrain as
You were
forest.
just telling me that we were going to tie him up outside of the forest.
Well,
We're not
Steven,
tying
don't
him
listen
up.
to Steven.
You did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody
Oh,
was talking
you were.
about.
Yeah, don't
Steven's
do
still
nothing
angry
with
about the ley lines.
Anything about the ley
Keep
lines,
Steve
the
happy.
coffin incident, the last dungeon.
Still angry about the arrow.
Yeah,
The lady
way
that
too much
somehow
money
got
on that.
This
a
guy's-
dagger
this
and
guy-
killed someone.
Yeah, that's going back to a different campaign altogether.
Somehow I took a
That
dagger
one
from
was
my
dumb.
Oh,
hand.
yeah, that was a great one.
All right.
Caleb's immediately mad.
Exactly.
Done with this game.
That might have
Okay,
been the
so
dumbest
on
thing
this
that's ever happened
day,
to me.
camp in forest.
Do we,
Alright.
Are we gonna see the effects again? Like for the people that entered the forest before and were like dazed or whatever the magic of the forest.
Who would do
Dave,
that?
We kind of know what we're getting into, right? So we're prepared.
Yeah, yeah. You don't sense that at this point.
So survival check in the forest, or it's gonna be harder to follow south in the forest, correct?
Yeah, you can roll a survival check.
For a ranger as bad as you.
Is anyone helping me?
Sure.
25.
Not that you need it.
25.
Yeah, you track your way through the forest and you look up, and every now and then the clouds don't part, but on a cloudy day it'll go from shades of gray, lighter and darker,
Yep.
and you get a particularly light moment, even in this dark forest, and just kind of looking around and looking up, and your target, and you look up and you see the pattern through the leaves of the trees right now.
The leaves.
Nice.
Yes, found it.
Alright, let's go.
Keep going.
Yeah.
This guy's looking for.
He
you think-
actually can't find the
You think with
leaves.
my key would like clue in on it?
That's what I'm saying.
No, I wouldn't think that. It's
Maybe
not
on the
on the
leaves. You're a wood elf. You might key on the leaves. I point the leaves out to him to see if he notices because he's a wood elf.
You see all the leaves.
I said, do you
don't
see the
roll?
pattern on the
All the
leaves?
leaves of the
pattern
tree. Oh,
of the
you can
leaves.
look. Yeah, if you're describing it.
Yeah,
that's
I'll
fine.
describe like the
What is
pattern
this
on the
again?
leaves.
It's a perception check.
I don't see it.
Okay,
He
so
still
you're
thinks I'm a nutcase.
you make your way in through that day, following the path, and you do nothing stands out to you at this point. So overnight, let's take a quick check on.
Well, I look for my.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Ooh, different terrain now. I'm helping.
What is it again? Sorry.
Nature.
Survival.
No matter what you roll, you get 13.6% of the ingredients for 2.4 potions.
Wait, so 18.
23.
25% again of 3.
He's just making it up as he goes. So
I totally am. I totally am.
You know what we
No,
need?
so
no,
then-
you know what we need? We need like 2 hats. One with percentages and one with how many potions. So
Yeah.
it could be
So
10%.
So
of
the
one.
DM in me is looking forward to making this table, but I haven't given it any thought yet. So I may the system I'm using right now might go out the window when I actually start thinking.
You should
about
make it use D100. Like if depending on our perception roll, right? We roll the D100 and then that's it.
That seems.
That's
So what do we got?
yeah.
86% is what I
Let's
got.
see.
You got find 86.
Let's see here. You find 3% of.
Roll the bones. See.
You found a different 25. So 25 more percent.
Mm-hmm.
We're 50% now of 3.
2.
I'm separating this by days.
Actually, no. Take that back. Take that back. Go. You found.
30%.
What did you roll?
23.
And you had a 19. Okay. So that
Definitely.
gets your average above 20. So, say 45% of 3.
But it's so I couldn't combine it with the 25 that I already found. Is that what you're saying?
No, you're saying yes.
Yeah, I'm
combine it.
saying you have a total of
70%
70%. I'm
of
saying you have a
each
total
of
of 70%.
Any
now.
percentage you get.
70%
combine-
of 3.
Oh, okay.
You're getting close.
of different 70% of different ingredients. You're in a different environment now. You were finding different ingredients.
I like to think we found some mushrooms in this forest.
Maybe might have found a shortcut. Okay. Oh, I already rolled. You guys didn't roll yet, but nothing happened that evening. So next morning, you continue.
Survival. Can I pick up the ley line?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna try to pick it up as well.
14.
This is literally as good as I can get. 23.
23.
I'm an ancient paladin. I work
You
in
don't see
nature.
it.
You what?
I'm an ancient paladin. That's my subclass. That's nature.
Wait, someone was helping me, right?
I
I only
rolled.
rolled once.
I rolled.
Find
Oh,
it.
I'm looking.
Okay.
I'm using bless on myself so I can find this thing.
You. Nature isn't really the thing, though.
It's arcane magic.
Yeah.
We're in the trees.
Arcane magic.
I don't
got
find it.
17.
I should get it then. I have -1.
Yeah, he's
I
really
can't even
smart,
find
so I don't
it.
know why he.
Yeah,
You don't need to
I
find
should
it.
get
What'd
it.
you roll?
23.
I 17.
17. You do not see it right now.
I didn't see it either then. But I only got a 14, so I don't know if we pick up the south.
I
southern
only
trail.
got a 23.
Well,
Yeah,
so
23
what I'm allowing for is the fact that in the fading daylight of the previous day, when you can see it, you kind of mark a target forward, just as part of your normal. Again, you still have your normal
This is
tracking
thick
skills.
forest though. It's like 50 feet in front of us. That's about it.
I know,
You know,
it's
you
also
know-
your favorite terrain. Actually, should you be rolling with advantage because of that or not?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right actually, because I have. No, it's
Get a
not
roll.
advantage. No, it's not
It
advantage.
doesn't even
I
know
double my
mine.
proficiency bonus in favorite terrain. That's what it is. So I get a +9 to survival and perception checks in my favorite terrain.
So what does that make that?
That's 9.
17.
Okay.
How do you?
Double my proficiency bonus.
Yeah. But
6.
you have no trouble. You have no trouble following the line, as it were, even though you don't see it, because of that survival check. And there is a point at which, let's see, mileage, blah 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 blah. Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay. Keeping my days straight here. Excuse me for a second. About midday, you don't wander into a clearing so much as you just wander into an area where all of a sudden there aren't. It's free of trees. It's not free of bushes and stuff like that. So it wouldn't quite be a clear. It's a clearing if you're just looking at trees. It's still quite overgrown, but not with trees. And so there's a little. It's light. It's lighter in this area. And as you enter it, you notice that a little ways ahead, not quite in the middle of it, but just kind of sitting there with bushes all overgrown around it, there's a well.
Don't drink from it.
Well,
It's
I
only
bet the
cursed.
temple's down there.
Well.
Is it like made out of stone?
It is.
Made out of black stone.
It looks like normal weathered stone.
Look
Here, what
down.
you can see, it's about 5 feet in diameter. It's sitting about 3 feet up out of the ground, so a kind of a 5 foot diameter circle. And as you approach it, you can tell that it's full, but not of water. There's brush. There's even bits of twigs all the way up to logs.
Like dead.
There's some dirt. Yeah, it's like it's been filled
It's
with-
definitely down there.
with natural material, with dirt, with rock, with stuff from trees and bushes. It looks like it's just kind of been filled up. There's no way to see how deep it goes, but rather than, a gap in water, it just looks like the well has been filled, not like packed filled with dirt or anything like that, but just had a bunch of stuff thrown into it.
Well, we can throw
Can
it
we
with
light it
water.
on fire and just like let it burn?
Or we can check for secrets on it.
We could try to. I don't know, take like a stick and like. It's just loose, right? So we could shove like a big stick down and see how.
It's
I hit it with a
loose. It's
stick.
loose, but there's a lot of
I
it.
shove
I
a
mean,
stick down it.
So imagine just visually, where we go mushroom hunting. There's
Yeah,
that old
yeah.
well. So picture that, except that that doesn't have the walls coming up out of it. But just picture that as if we had just taken bits of everything we could find and thrown them into it, and it's mostly filled up. You can't see very far into it, but if it was filled with sticks and logs and rocks and dirt and stuff like that, it would be kind of like that. That's kind of what you guys.
Can you get some of that stuff out with Mage Hand? Just pick it up.
Mage Hand can lift like 30 pounds worth, so yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we can grab what we can off the top and then try to pull more stuff out with Mage Hand.
Yeah. So I mean, there's nothing about it that makes it like you can't just.
We can basically get out our magic rope and literally just say like attach to this log and then pull the log out and then attach to that log, pull the log out.
Yeah, we'll start doing that too.
So using different means, you start to clear out
Mage Hand,
the well.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast lightning bolt straight down it.
Okay.
It's immune.
Yeah. Probably.
You start to dig out and pulling, some logs here, sticks there, and all the while there is some dirt in it. It just keeps falling down a little bit in it. Not a lot of it, but it's like most of the dirt that seems to be in it might have been attached to roots of things that were thrown into it already. And you start to clear it, and you get down about 6 feet or so, and the rock that makes up, the stones that make up this well, change into familiar black stones. And it's still full, and you've still got further to go. But at this point, it looks like from that point down, and it's a few feet below the surface of the ground, the construction of the well changes to the.
Real quick, we should maybe check for like a secret around the place,
from
secret entrance.
From what we pulled out of it so far, has any of it been rocks or has it all just been sticks and brush?
All of the above.
Okay.
There have been rocks. There have been bushes.
You want to set
Parts
it on fire,
of bushes.
let it burn?
Well, everyone's still going and removing stuff. I mean, we could set it on fire, but I don't know if that's gonna take forever.
Should we just check around the place real quick, see if we find any secrets, like secret entrance?
Yeah, let's.
You're getting to the point too where so now you've got to get creative
Well, the rope
about clearing it.
The rope is 50 feet. You can just tell the rope to go attach to something
that's true.
and then keep pulling stuff up.
Well, it's only one rope. So it's like
There is, so to answer all the questions that have been here, yes, there is material in it that would burn.
And Mage Hand can also.
And yes, there's rocks and there's all kinds of natural things that you would find that have been thrown into it. Mostly vegetation of different sizes and dimensions of the
Does
wood.
any of it look recent, or does all the?
As you go down, you've gone down a little bit. Now it looks. You're seeing maybe a little bit of a difference in decomposition, a little bit, but you haven't gone down very far.
Who wants to roll for?
I think they keep going, but then a
investigation
couple of
around
us
the
will take
area.
a look around the area, like Daniel was saying.
Okay. Make perception checks for those of you who
Maybe
are.
Nix and
Can it
Taèlios
be
can do that.
everybody who's looking around, or?
That's fine.
Okay.
You can make
I'm looking.
everybody who's looking can roll perception.
Come on. It's not bad.
17.
17.
20.
Gosh, you ruined it.
Looking around this not quite circle, but just area where there are no trees growing, everything just looks untouched. You don't see anything in particular that stands out. This well is the only thing that seems unnatural in this
Say we
forest
light it on
setting.
fire.
I think we're gonna do that.
You should
No,
blow
we
some
light on
wind on
fire
that.
and give it
It'll
overnight.
burn overnight. And
My guy's ancient paladin. He's like burning stuff.
Well,
It's
Dad's a
dead
trio.
wood.
He likes
Oh, well, that's fine. I don't
trees.
care anymore.
Yeah, so we'll try that.
Is your guy okay with burning wood?
yeah, dead
It's
wood.
just dead wood. We're good.
Yeah, we'll light the wood on fire and see how it
I
goes.
don't all of a sudden.
Okay. You are. It
We don't like
burns.
campfires.
You have this column of smoke coming out of the
We're gonna attract people.
out of the well now, and over time, it burns down, and there's coals down there now and all that, and so basically you're able to excuse me burn away about another 12 feet before it's just down to, at this point, it seems like it's wetter down there. So your means of fire, I guess I didn't ask this, but it has been, well, actually,
Fireball.
we didn't roll weather for this day, so I don't even know what the weather
Oh,
is
that's
for
a
this
good
day.
point.
let's just say it's a clear day for this to make sense. But it is a little wet now as you get down there, so the fire takes you down only so far. At this point, now you have stuff that's much further decomposed. And as you dig down, and now you're having to get creative with how you, probably Mage Hand is going to have to do a lot of this at this point. And now there's a lot of leaves that are down there too, and
I imagine this is going to be a real gross job.
piles of wet leaves. Yeah, it's not pleasant at all.
Send me down.
Mage Hand can go up to 30 feet, so that's about as far as I can.
Here's what we should do. We should tie a backpack to a rope, send someone down. I'll go down, that's fine. I'll just stuff stuff in the backpack, and you guys will pull it up, throw it out, and we'll keep doing that.
I cast Spike Growth.
Tie a rope to me to a tree. I am like 300 pounds. I don't want to fall all the way through this thing.
Okay.
That's fine, we can do that.
All right. Good. So you're coming up with ways of dealing with this. That's fine. So it's a time-consuming
Why don't
job.
we just use his tent?
Here's what I was thinking. We just empty out one of our bag of holding, and you just load that thing
You don't
up.
need to empty it out. You would just dump it in, and then you can think about pulling out the leaves.
And then just pull out all the leaves.
Yeah, he's saying because then you could just turn it and dump it.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever method you use, these ideas will all work. The issue is it's just going to take time.
I'll just do the bag
So-
of holding
That's
thing.
fine. Bag of holding, then we'll make sure.
So I'll go
Clear
down and
everything
I'll
out
just
of them
stuff it in there.
Okay.
Has
So-
any party ever used a bag of holding to stuff with leaves?
It's a trash bag, yeah.
Is a trash bag? I don't think so.
Well, over the course of the afternoon, you are able to clear out this well, and you get down to
I'm gonna be like paying attention to this down and stuff.
Maybe we
I'll
should
make
go.
sure.
Maybe we should yell 6. See, that does anything.
at the bottom foot or two is largely just sludge at that point. So it's kind of a nasty business, but you get it cleaned out. It takes you the bulk of the afternoon. Daylight is fading, especially here in the forest, as you make your way to the bottom and clear it out as best you can. And at this point, you're down to a bottom of the well. You don't see anything at this point necessarily. You just have reached the bottom of a well. It's still this black stone.
I'm gonna speak in Draconic, and I'll say 6.
Okay. You do, and nothing happens.
I'll like feel around on the bottom.
Make a perception check.
11.
11?
Yeah.
Okay. You, as you're looking and feeling around, you see above maybe about a foot off the floor, at here, here, and here, and here, just at kind of 4 compass points around it, you see 4 glyphs. You're not entirely sure. You see 4 symbols that make a history check.
Right, I don't know magic. 20.
You don't recognize.
Get down,
I'm
somebody, you
done with
two.
Paladin. I'm moving on
I'll go
to
down.
Mage or something. I'm going up and down. There's Arcana stuff down there.
History check?
Here comes the one.
Yeah, probably.
You can roll a 3 and still find out what it is.
14.
You don't recognize him.
I will also take a look because I know Arcana and History.
Okay.
Just either one.
Wow, that's
Worse. 5. Can I also do just like a general, like with what I was doing with the guy? Can I look around and see if there's like traps or anything that was like resembles anything that we?
Sure, you can do a perception if that's what you want to look for.
Oh
Just
my
roll the
god.
same thing. 9.
So this is obviously some kind of language.
Could use the wand of secrets.
You don't know.
We don't know.
I'm gonna
Okay,
rip
I'm gonna
stuff
go back
off
down.
with
I'm
that
gonna-
water canister.
I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna use detect magic as a ritual and see if I detect anything.
Okay. You do detect magic.
Do I detect it from the glyphs?
It is, you do. But
There's not dispel magic.
let me read some of your things.
Silence for that.
We do in fact have a spell magic if we need to use it.
It's level 2, isn't it? Or level 1?
I want to actually back up and do one thing, change one thing about an answer that I gave. With your check,
20.
yeah, it does ring a bell. There's something familiar about
It's your
them.
mom's symbol.
One of them seems
Uh,
familiar, and it kind of makes you think of.
Was this a history check, by the way?
Yeah.
Because he rolled a 17. He doesn't actually have a +3 to history.
I'll take the perception.
It's a 17.
When he was down there, you said roll perception check. And that was
Yeah, he was.
No, he said roll a history check.
oh, he said roll perception check and then roll
And then
history
roll
check.
history.
Yeah.
The second one, he didn't have a +3 to that.
This guy's against us.
I just looked over. I'm like, since when are you good at
You ain't,
history?
you ain't getting any more arrows.
Yeah.
trust me.
I will not rest until
You know,
all
you send a
parties
message.
remember
Cancel
to
the
die.
arrow.
Well, it's okay. Yeah, perception isn't it. History in this case would have been it. So
It was like 18 or something. So I mean,
those of you who have looked, it's not ringing any bells.
all right, I'll look. There's no way I'm gonna know it, but I'll look. History check.
She's the wand of secrets.
Alright, I'm gonna totally nail this.
What is the point
Negative
of you
1.
looking? What is the
Why
point
not?
of
It's
you
not
looking?
gonna hurt. You guys all look, so now I wanna look. And I don't wanna look anymore because I got a 7.
I can take a look at this thing.
Maybe it's
Can I
your
use
dad.
your
It sounds
dice?
like your dad
I
told
already
you.
put mine away. What is that? 12?
Should have used mine.
14.
14. The second you get down there and look, you know immediately what these are.
Steve is just the right person.
They are ancient.
How does he know?
I'm ancient, dude.
Ancient symbols
Of his dad.
for earth, air, fire, and water.
Oh.
He's
Only had a monk
Elvish.
airbender.
It's Elvish or something like that.
If I can use an
Gnomish.
Elemental.
That's crazy.
Elvish.
You know this.
Elvish or Gnomish?
You're like, I know stuff.
It's not gonna be gnomish, probably.
It's what?
These
Say
are-
those- say those again?
They are ancient symbols
It would
that
make
you
sense if it
that
was
you know
elvish. It
from
would
your.
make sense if it was gnomish. What?
They are ancient symbols that you recognize from your training.
Monk tree.
Say the force again.
Air, earth, fire, and water.
Say
And
it
everything
out.
changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
So do we need to cast spells of these types into each of these things or something like
Use the water.
that? Use your, use
blow-
your gust
blow
of
on
wind.
it.
Use your
I
gust
can
of
blow
wind.
on it.
No, I can do stuff like that.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Try to use your stuff.
I can use
Yeah, your
fire,
gust of wind might
technically.
actually
We have
save
the
the anchor.
cancer of water.
Let me see what
I want
can
to
do.
get use out of a gust of wind at least once.
I have elemental attunement.
On Earth, just throw some dirt at it.
Yeah.
Out of the
Okay,
bag.
so the one, so I can do instantaneous sensory effects related to air, earth, fire, and water. So I want to do something like that.
How many of those can you do?
All of them.
Oh, you can.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, like, is it key
At
point
once?
dependent or what is it?
No,
It's
just
like little stuff. It's not it's
Okay.
like cantrips. essentially.
Okay. Okay, so
wait. Your action to briefly control elemental forces within 30 feet of you. Okay, so like the air one, at the air symbol. Yeah, just like a puff of wind on it. Doesn't do anything.
it lights up.
Okay, so I say, throw me your water.
I'll toss the water
Yeah,
water
he-
tender
we just
down.
hold the cancer down.
Fill the whole well. Yeah.
So I can just take a little bit of that and like spray water on the water symbol.
You just spit on it.
So the earth one.
If only there was some earth in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
There's been leaves and stuff.
Do you want
that.
earth? We can dig up some earth.
I can do like a
Shove
gentle
it.
rumbling of stone. On the earth one, that's what I do on that one. Just kind of like focus on the. Well, I can't probably manipulate the stone that's there because it's that black stone, right?
Yeah, it doesn't respond.
So I just take some earth and like throw it at it.
It lights up.
Yeah. And so I have one more. Is there a rope tied around me or anything? I tie the rope onto me, all right, and I say, get ready to pull me up, right?
Okay.
Because I don't know what's going to happen. So,
Why don't we attach it
Well,
to?
a
We'll
torch.
attach it to
yeah,
the.
give me a torch.
We'll attach the rope to the what's the
And then hold the fire
removable
up to
rod
that.
and then pull it up.
It lights up, and they all flash brighter once it does.
So we yank.
And the bottom of the well starts to move such that it's like the bottom is moving out of the well, leaving a gap below that, and you can't. It's dark right now.
We're pulling him up.
You have tension on the
Yeah,
the
we're
rope.
pulling him
Yeah,
up.
yeah, they're holding on to me.
Pulling up or staying
Pulling
down?
up. Pulling up. Just in case there's something.
Well, hold on. You're taking instructions from him. What do
I
you
can't
tell
see anything, but I also can't hear anything. Or
you as it moves along? It's.
I do have a torch with me.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just saying it's just started to move. It's like the whole circular base is sliding in one direction, and it's dark at first, but as it slides, you start to see a little bit of light emanating from underneath it somewhere as it's sliding, and you're standing on it right now. And it's eventually, if it keeps sliding, you can stand to the side and watch, but at some point, if it keeps going into the wall, you're going to lose your foothold.
Is the
That's all I'm saying.
sides really smooth?
Yeah, it's just like the well continues down. But what you can see is you see a light coming from a source that's about 10 feet down. And there's a light on the floor of this. It looks like the well goes down another 10 feet to another floor where you can very clearly see a glyph glowing red on that. You can't see the whole thing yet, but you can see that it's there.
It's probably a
Okay,
trap.
pull me up.
Pull up.
Okay? Now, by the time you get up and all that, the floor has continued, this stone on stone sliding noise stops, and you look down, and the well is 10 feet deeper than it has been, and there's this glowing glyph at the bottom.
I'm gonna take a rock and toss it down onto the glyph.
Nothing happens.
Can he see anything? Is he just a mile range? Can he see any closer?
I mean, it's only 50 feet
Legolas,
down.
what do your
Or
elf
40
eyes
feet
see?
So we can see it fine then?
Yeah, you all can see
Looking
it.
at the
I mean, it's a dark
do I
well, and you're
recognize-
looking right down just 40 feet onto
Do I
it.
recognize that?
Or is it, what did I say? How deep is the well?
It's a 50 or 40.
No, I said
He would-
40, and now it's another 10, so it's
That
50
works
feet.
perfectly with the
Do I,
rope
rec-
thing.
do I
50
recognize the glyph?
You don't.
What time of the day is it?
This is late in the
It
afternoon, right?
is-
'Cause you said it took the afternoon to dig it out.
Yeah, it's pretty much evening right now. I will say this. The glyph looks to you like though you've never seen this symbol before. It looks like something that could be contrived by some sort of a combination of the four elemental symbols, though you've never actually seen it done
You
like
do
that.
them all at once.
But it's glowing.
Why don't we drop all four?
Oh,
We'll light a
on it?
stick on fire and then drop some water
And
Rocks,
rocks
Yeah.
on it.
and I do.
Air is just already on it.
I can
or
do
be
my.
dirt, not rocks.
Fist on breaking air down at it.
How
Yeah.
It probably would take
So
out
that
the
does have a
fire.
limit.
We'll drop these on and see if it does anything first. Maybe.
Might make a little cover.
Doesn't really matter. You can go ahead and give it a shot. Try to combine all the elements onto the glyph. at the
So
same
within
time.
30 feet, you said this is 40 feet down?
50.
Okay, so I want you guys to lower me down on the rope.
Okay.
I have the rope tied onto me like a harness.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend 2 key points to do the Fist of Unbroken Air and time it so the rocks and everything hits this glyph at the same time. Like a torch.
Okay. And
rock,
where are
water.
you?
I'm in this well
Hanging.
Hanging 30 feet above it.
where I can get in within range. So I'm like 30 feet away from it.
Okay. You send all that down and time it as best you can, and nothing happens.
Nice. Good way to keep one.
Yeah.
We
But
can
I say we take long rest and take care of this the next session.
Okay. What you do notice is that, and this may have already happened, but I don't know how much time it took to do this, but after a few minutes, the light goes out at the bottom, and the cover,
Oh, it slides back.
that floor slides back into place.
Okay.
That's dirty.
A secret passage.
Probably is. down there.
Now we're gonna.
All right. Okay, to be continued.
6 months.
Yeah, probably a while. a month probably, or so.
6 to 9 months.
All right, thanks everyone or no one at all for coming along with us. We'll see you next time whenever that is. Until then, we hope everything's going well for you, and we'll see you when we are back again. Goodbye, everyone.